All right, thanks, man. All right, thanks. All right, we're ready.
Wish me luck. All right, Eric, I think we're ready. We'll just start like we are. Eric Catlin, Brandon Garrett here at Southern Virginia University on the campus of Southern Virginia University at the Fields. Great football night. Been a lot of rain in the last few days, Eric, on top of what we had last week. So obviously the pick game tonight between the visitor Chargers of Bath County is going to be here at Southern Virginia University. If folks out there, if you're listening in, you might want to let other people know. The easy way to find this, click on 3wzfm.com, and then you can click on the link where it says Pamacor versus Bath County playoff, and then you can go from there. It should be pretty easy. Eric, these two teams got together just a couple weeks ago, and Pamacor come out with a 26-9 victory, but it was probably a little closer than that up until the end.
Yeah, at the end of the ball game, we sort of ran away with it a little bit. The conditions of the field over there were pretty bad. There was a lot of slippering. Wasn't able to get the footing tonight. We were going to see an excellent field conditions. The field seems to have drained well from the rain earlier today. I think it stopped around 3 or 4 o'clock, and I think we should be in a situation where some of that speed's going to make an impact on the game tonight.
Yeah, I think you're right. With this turf field, speed could be a factor. Even though it's a little wet, it's much different than playing on a natural field. Luckily for the Blues, that relationship that Buena Vista City Schools and Southern Virginia University have, the relationship that they have going on, a good relationship. So the Blues have actually got to come up here and work a little bit on on this field, and getting some reps up here.
Yeah, I think that's going to make a huge difference. I would be willing to bet the farm that Bath County has not played on AstroTurf before, any of the kids, and I'll go ahead and say, being able to get up here and having a great relationship with Southern Virginia and what they're able to do for us tonight's huge. It's just going to make a big difference. When we were over in Hot Springs a couple of weeks ago, the field conditions, as we mentioned before, were very slippery. There weren't many opportunities to get cuts. They run the ball to the outside a lot. And, their footing, they were having trouble with that too. So, we'll see how it unfolds. I'm excited for this game. I've been excited all week long.
Yeah, as the Blues are taking the field now here in pregame warm-ups, definitely an opportunity for the Blues here at the 3C with visiting Bath County and at the 6. We're going to take a 2-minute break. We'll be back here with more of the pregame show. I would say Classic 96.7 or AM Fox Sports 1350, but we'll call it Pamacor Fighting Blues football. We'll be back here in 2 minutes.
Sharon, you do a great job stocking our store with the latest styles in women's fashion.
Why, thank you, Tony.
And all the men's clothing and hats, belts, wallets, and socks. All of that is very, very nice.
Right?
But there's a reason our store is named Foxtrot Boots and Apparel.
You're pretty proud of that boot room, aren't you, Tony?
Well, we do have the best selection of boots in the whole Shenandoah Valley. Right here in Buena Vista. Boots for men, women, and children. Hiking boots, hunting boots, work boots, cowboy boots, steel-toed boots, fancy boots, and casual boots.
I'm Sharon Fox.
And I'm Tony Fox.
Come see us at Foxtrot.
Boots
And apparel.
in the old Food Line location on 29th Street, Route 60 in Buena Vista.
Open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 6.
And Saturday, 10 to 4. Sharon. Well, that's that one.
Hello, I'm John Keeler, Superintendent of Buena Vista City Public Schools. And on behalf of our school board, I would like to congratulate our varsity football team for a winning season and earning a share of the Pioneer District title. We wish you best of luck in the playoffs and go blue.
Find out why businesses in Lexington, Buena Vista, and all around the Rockbridge area turn to Vinyl Cuts in Buena Vista for window lettering, vehicle lettering, and vinyl lettering for signs, decals, and custom gifts. Vinyl Cuts is open 10 to 4 Tuesday through Friday and 10 to 2 on Saturdays at 2077 Magnolia Avenue in Buena Vista.
This is Droopy Longhorn at Wrel Cuts. Stop in and see our pre-cut blues and Wildcats decals and sports accessories. If you have a custom project, call me at 784-3529 to get started.
Vinyl Cuts in Buena Vista, proud supporter of the Perry McClure High School Fighting Blues.
The Perry McClure Athletic Department would like to thank all Fighting Blues parents and fans for their outstanding support of all Perry McClure student athletes. Congratulations to the Fighting Blues football team and good luck throughout the playoffs. And congratulations as well to the Perry McClure girls and boys cross-country teams on a tremendous season. The Perry McClure Athletic Department encourages you to continue to support your Fighting Blues. For more information on Perry McClure High School athletics, visit the school's website at pmhs.bvcps.net.
Shannon, you do a great.
Brandon Garrett and Eric Catlett back here on the campus of Southern Virginia University. Bear with us as we're trying to work this streaming broadcast out. So it'll be a learning process as we go along the way. Eric, let's talk a little bit about the last time these two teams got together, or talk a little bit more about that. Connor Call, I think, impressed both of us. He had up near 200 yards rushing, if I'm right, Eric. I got my stats right here somewhere. But really, really impressive guy, impressive kid. Only a junior, and he's right up there in the times limit along with Marcellus Dawson in rushing. So he's going to be somebody. And talking to Coach Wheeler last night at the playoff preview show, Connor Call is somebody that Perry McClure is going to have to key on tonight.
Yeah, he's impressive. He's a downhill runner. He really gets after it. He rushed last time we played. Looking at it, it's 28 rushes. He's carrying the ball 28 times for 203 yards, like you said a minute ago, over 200 yards. That is a kid that's not churning off 50 and 60-yard runs at a time. He's running. They're attacking those defensive ends, and our defensive ends picked it up and played a tough game for most of the game. I think they came in and scored a late touchdown. But, for like you said, for most of the game, it was a pretty close ball game. We ended up going down and playing a great first half. And then the second half, we've got haunted by some of those things that have been nagging at us all year, like the personal fouls. Then not to mention Eli Wheeler getting ejected for unsportsmanlike, which cost us a week of him out. So a lot of things that we're definitely want to fine-tune here tonight. In order to get this win, because I think we have two different football teams here playing tonight than we had a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I think you're right. But it's not only Connor Call, Eric. They have a couple other kids that are pretty good. Sean Gardner was really impressive. He comes in a little over 200 pounds, but that kid can flat out fly. So it's not only Connor Call. But the key tonight might be Trey Shaver. If you remember, Eric, a couple weeks ago, that kid went out early in the second quarter with it looked like a right hand or right wrist injury. Sophomore Colton Fussell comes in, does a pretty good job for the Chargers, but it still is not your senior leader, Trey Shaver.
That's right. Trey Shaver goes out. I think that was midway through the second period. He did not return to the game, and so you have to know that's going to make a huge difference. The senior goes out, a sophomore steps in. Like you said, he came in and played an impressive second half, and he picked up right where they left off. But he was able to he was able to finish the game without any major catastrophes. But we're going to see Shaver tonight. We're going to see his best face tonight, I say.
I think you're right. As we're approaching close, we're getting inching closer to game time, that is. We're going to take another 2-minute timeout. We'll be back here with more of the pregame show in 2 minutes from Southern Virginia University.
Season. Blues fans, and Magic City Ford in Lexington is a proud supporter of Perry McClure football, kicking off their best savings on every new Ford in stock. Have you heard the news? We have expanded and now offer 7 new brands: Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Find your new vehicle today at Magic City Ford in Lexington and Roanoke, and now Magic City in Covington. Online at magiccityford.com.
Hello, I'm Tori Lineberry, and I'm proud to be a graduate of Perry McClure High School and a member of the Cornerstone Bank team. As this area's only locally owned and managed bank, Cornerstone cares about supporting the Fighting Blues this football season. We also care about offering you all the lending options you need for your personal or business life. Whether it's a construction loan or home mortgage, our decisions are made right here by hometown staff who care about you and your needs. So if you're looking for a bank that understands what it means to be a Blue, come let Cornerstone take care of you. Go Blues.
Becky Becky's Bridal in Buena Vista is proud to sponsor Perry McClure Fighting Blues football. Virginia Living Readers voted Becky's the best bridal shop in the Shenandoah Valley. And it's no wonder, with Becky's large selection of wedding gowns. Becky's is celebrating 36 years in business and has become a destination for brides and prom. Becky's Bridals and Formals, where beautiful events begin. At Becky's, they keep it fabulous. Go Blues! If going to the dentist makes you uptight, consider Buena Vista Family Dentistry, where putting patients at ease is a top priority. Just ask Lisa, Financial Services Advisor at Buena Vista Family Dentistry.
We talk with them, kind of cut up with them, laugh with them, and it just puts them at ease. We let them know everything that we're doing ahead of time, answer any questions that they may have, and it seems that each time that they come back, they get a little bit more at ease.
Buena Vista Family Dentistry on Magnolia Avenue. It's high school football playoff season, Blues fans, and Magic City Ford in Lexington is a proud supporter of Perry McClure football.
Again, folks, me and Eric, we're learning on the fly here, so bear with us. As we're, again, inching closer to game time, Eric, what do the Blues have to do to come out successful and make this next round of the Region C 1A playoffs?
Well, Brandon, I think what we're going to look to do early is, I've talked with Jeremiah this week. He's talked about, Bath County studied film over the past couple of weeks. You know that they know what we're doing. He's put a few wrinkles into our offense. I think our defense, we just change it up and match it up to attack this option-style offense that they're going to run. I think we stay away from what we did in the second half, how we closed that football game out over in Warm Springs. And I think we played Perry McClure football the way we did last week against Narrows.
I think you're right. I think that's what the Blues are going to have to do is, really play their style of football, and that starts with Marcellus Dawson and really getting that running game going, which in turn opens up the passing game for the Blues, which, the passing game this year, Eric, has been really something that's kind of changed the complexion of this offense and put a new element, a new wrinkle into the Blues.
Yeah, we've got Clater coming into the game with 1,323 yards passing, 50%, 12 touchdowns through the air, and, being able to shake it up and pass on first and second down instead of waiting till 3rd and 15 is huge for the Blues.
Yeah, it really gives them a different element, so to say. In the past, it's been straight T smash mouth football, but Zach Clater in that arm, really opens up the whole field for the Blues. It really does, and gives them a chance to, use some of those weapons like Austin Moore and Beck Garrett and, Marcellus Dawson out of the backfield. Really does. Now, one thing that might hurt the Blues, and it may not be tonight, who knows, and it might be, is, Lance Fitzgerald's still out. Don't know if and when he'll be back. Talking to Coach Wheeler yesterday. So he's definitely on the shelf for the foreseeable future. And another senior defensive back, Hayden Lawrence. So the Blues are a little thin in the defensive backfield.
Yeah, it looks like that as we go to the anthem, we're going to take a little break here, and we'll be back with you guys just as soon as the anthem's over.
Superintendent of Buena Vista City Public Schools, and on behalf of our school board, I would like to congratulate our varsity football team for a winning season and earning a share of the Pioneer District title. We wish you best of luck in the playoffs, and go Blue.
It's time now for high school playoff football. Welcome to 3WZ's live stream broadcast of the Perry McClure Fighting Blues versus the Bath County Chargers. Sponsors of tonight's live stream broadcast include Becky's Bridal, Buena Vista Family Dentistry, Buena Vista Family Pharmacy, Buena Vista Public Schools, Cornerstone Bank, Foxtrot Boots and Apparel, Magic City Ford, the Perry McClure High School Athletic Department, and Vinyl Cuts. Live stream broadcasting on location from Knight Stadium at Southern Virginia University in Buena Vista. Here's Brandon Garrett and Eric Catlett. It's time now for high school playoff football. Welcome to 3WZ's live stream.
Again, folks, me and Eric, we're still getting used to this. You know, just to give you an idea, you know, you kind of work the commercials and do the talking. So, you know, missing Mark and Leslie over at the board tonight for sure.
Yeah, usually we're spoiled with those guys taking care of that end of it, but beginner's luck, and we'll have those ends tightened up soon enough.
Yeah, I think you're right. So, you know, again, Blues are going to take the field here. I think they're going to receive. You know, and it's game time. You know, and for Pamlico to be successful again, they need to come out and set the tone early, and we'll see. The winner of this game will play the winner of Narrows and Auburn, which is also taking place tonight, and we'll try to keep you updated on these other Region C 1A scores, along with the Rockbridge County game as 6-4 Rockbridge County Wildcats travel across the mountain to Crozet to face the Warriors of Western Albemarle.
Yeah, we've got 4 teams out of the Pioneer District still playing football tonight. That's a lot to be said for the Pioneer District, who, you know, we're talked about across the state sometimes as a weaker conference, but guess what? You know, we've got 4 teams represented here in the first round of the Region C playoffs, and the Blues being one of them, and we're hopefully we'll come out here and see them play smash mouth football tonight.
And Sean Gardner, the kicker for the Chargers, tees it up, and here we go. Gardner kicks off from his 40, and it's a low line drive, and it's looks like Beck Garrett's going to fall on it and cover it up at the 33-yard line, where the Blues are set to take over 1st and 10. Just underway here at Southern Virginia University, not Bobby Williams Stadium, not the friendly confines at Pamlico High School, but Southern Virginia University, where Pamlico will play tonight against the Chargers of Bath County.
Yeah, we've got Sean Gardner there set to kick off. You remember back to a couple of weeks ago, he kicks a long field goal there in the first half.
Straight T backfield. Eli Wheeler, the fullback, up behind senior Zach Clater. Double lead off the right side, and it's going to be Dawson tripped up by a couple of Chargers. And the Chargers are signaling they have the football. Dawson did take a hard hit, and it's actually going to be D.W. Holsworth that comes up with the football. So it looked like it was a fumble on the play, but Blues recover 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, he was stuffed right there at the line. You know, last week we had a lot of success running right off the between the tackle and end there to pick up big yardage. We go right back to that first play, and looks like he dropped the ball there. Thankfully, D.W. was able to fight for the ball into the pile.
Yeah, took a pretty good shot there. Again, straight T backfield. This time Austin Moore double lead, picks up a good block from Dawson, makes a good cut, and he's finally going to be tackled down by, looked like number 55, Chandler Kaiser right there, but after a good game of about 6 yards, that's going to bring up a 3rd and about, we'll call it a long 2 for the Blues from their 42-yard line.
Yeah, that time Trey Shaver came in. He's playing quarterback and linebacker for the Chargers. He comes in on a stunt from the linebacker position. Dawson picked that up well and picked up good yardage on 2nd.
Straight T again. This time Dawson, straight dive play across midfield. He's going to have a 1st down just across the 50-yard line. Picks up about 8 yards right there for the Blues.
Good-looking run right there. Got to the line of scrimmage, and it looked like the 3-hole was clogged up. He cuts that thing back in through the 1-hole, and another cut before he reaches the 2nd level, and just a great run by Dawson to pick up the 1st down. That's
one of the things that makes Marcellus a unique running back. He comes in at 215, so the ability to run over you but also run around you. Straight T again. This time it's Austin Moore, and he's going to be tackled after only a short pickup of maybe a yard at most, and that was Trey Shaver in on the tackle right there for the Chargers. And you can already see, Eric, Trey Shaver's making a difference on the field.
Yeah, Trey Shaver's obviously, we didn't call his name that much down there. Well, it was tough to see their jerseys after the first couple of plays, but out of the first 5 plays we've run here, they've stunted on 4 of the 4, if not 5, of the first 5 plays. They're looking for the run.
First time tonight. Zach Clater's going to be in the shotgun. Eli Wheeler beside him. 2 wide out to the left and 2 to the right. Clater takes a snap. He looks to his right. He's got plenty of time. He's going to fire, and that's going to be a completed pass right at the marker to Austin Moore. It looks like he might be – it's actually going to be a 1st down for the Blues. It's going to be right at the Charger 40-yard line. 1st down and 10, Paramachlor.
I'll tell you what, that play right there just sort of shows the versatility of Clater there. He drops back and throws a dart. you know, that takes a lot of chemistry. Waited on him to go into his cut. As soon as he comes out of the cut, hits him right there at the pylon. Austin doing a good job of knowing where the chains are, moving it down, 1st and 10.
Straight T backfield again for the senior quarterback, Zach Clater. He takes a snap, double lead to the right side. Dawson, he's hit by a Charger in the backfield and dropped for a loss by Connor Call. A loss of 2 right there. And as we mentioned in the pregame, Eric, Connor All is a do-it-all player for the Chargers, not only on offense, but ranks up at the top of the list in the Timesland as far as tackles go.
Yeah, he's leading the Timesland right now. Number 1 with about 140 total tackles this year. The kid, you know, he's got a nose for the football. We'll call his name almost every play. He's right there, plays sideline to sideline. The kid can move. Tough ball player.
This time, only fullback Eli Wheeler behind Clater, double wing, and it's a fake fullback wedge. He's looking, and he's going to be sacked right back at midfield. Again, number 55, Chandler Kaiser in on the play, and the Chargers are kind of pumped up here, Eric, and it really drops the Blues back into a passing situation, 3rd and 20.
Yeah, last week we were talking. Hey, I even predicted those guys to beat Covington. They go to Booty Albert Stadium last week over in Covington, take them to overtime, and had them on the ropes for most of the game. This football team is a good ball team, and they've got athletes, and they're here to play football tonight.
Actually going to be 3rd down and 18 for the Blues, where they mark the forward progress. 2 wideouts to the left and 2 to the right. Marcellus Dawson is flanking Clater. And it's Austin Moore in motion. Clater takes a snap, and there's going to be a penalty flag on the play, and it's obviously going to be against the Blues. We'll see if it's a delay of game or a procedure penalty. It is going to be a procedure penalty against the Blues, so that means somebody moved early. That's going to pin the Blues back 5 more yards on 3rd down.
Yeah, they're going to get 57. Brendan Conley on that. He kind of rocked back in his stance. He was going back into pass blocking a little bit early. He was anxious to get up there after giving up the sack on the last play. He wanted to keep 55 Kaiser out of the backfield and sort of gets a spin back even further on 3rd.
This time straight T. Fake double lead. Clater drops back. He's looking downfield. He's got a man open. It's Beck Garrett. He catches the ball, and he's going to have the 1st down all the way down to the 22-yard line of Bath County, and it's going to be 1st and 10 Paramount Core.
I'm going to tell you what, Brandon. You know, that says a lot about our leadership right there. We've got Clater running that. We had great success off of that same exact play, got everybody biting on. How could these guys bite on that double lead on 3rd down and 29,000?
Yeah, that one you probably just want to play safe. I prevent defense right there, but, you know, definitely a good fake from Dawson and Clater right there to hit Beck Garrett for a big gain. Clater under center, straight T. This time he's going to have the double lead to Dawson, puts his head down, still on his feet driving, and he's inside the 20-yard line, taken down at the all the way down to the 12-yard line.
Well, to keep the drive alive, Brandon, what we've seen now is a little bit of steam let out of that ship that they had a minute ago. They're not so excited now. Giving up that huge play on 3rd down is going to take a lot of air out of those tires.
1st down and 10 from the 12-yard line of Bath County. 6:40 and counting here in the opening quarter for the Blues. Straight T backfield. This time, 2 Wheelers in the backfield. Double lead Dawson. He breaks it outside. He's inside the 10. Makes a cut and actually slips himself. Number 9 right there. It looks like Forrest Waldeck will get credit for that tackle, but Marcellus slipped on the turf and went down at the 5-yard line.
First time we've seen Eli and Wheeler and the Ty Wheeler lined up in the backfield with Dawson following those guys. Good to give Austin Moore a breather right there. He's checked back into the game, but man, we've got a load coming down there. I call this the goal line package.
Straight T backfield, Moore split to the right, double lead again. Marcellus Dawson cuts it up inside. He's near the goal line. He's going to be stopped short of the goal line. Looks like he's going to be at the 1 or just inside the 1-yard line, and it's going to be a 1st down for Paramount Core.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I think he ran into one of his own players over here. I'm not exactly sure. I think that was number 82, Holsworth, sort of got stood up there. Dawson runs over a couple of defensive linemen and ends up running into Holsworth, slowing him down just enough to keep him out of the end zone right there.
Same formation this time. Austin Moore split out to the left, straight T backfield. Big boys in the backfield for the Blues. Same play. Dawson cuts it outside, and he's going to walk into the end zone for the score.
I'll tell you what, that is a play. We run 2 double leads off the right side with Eli and Ty Wheeler over there. That's a play I feel like we could run 10 out of 10 times and pick up good yardage.
Big opening drive for the Blues. Eats up nearly 7 minutes off the clock. 5:15 to go. The Blues are up 6-0. Jacob Wooten on to attempt the extra point for Pam McClure. Again, Caleb Floyd is the new long snapper for the last few weeks for Pam McClure. The snap's good. The kick is up, and it's good. Blues on top, 7-0. 5:15 to go in the first quarter. We'll be back here at Southern Virginia University in 30 seconds.
I'm Keeler, Superintendent of Buena Vista City Public Schools, and on behalf of our school board, I would like to congratulate our varsity football team for a winning season and earning a share of the Pioneer District title. We wish you best of luck in the playoffs and go blue. Hello, I'm John Keeler, Superintendent of Buena Vista City Public Schools, and on behalf.
And now back to streaming live coverage of Group 1A high school playoff football from 3WZ Sports. And now...
We're back on here. We're back here at Southern Virginia University. Got it, again, you're so used to having people back at the board operating for us. It just gives us a countdown and say, guys, you're on in 5 seconds. And
spoiled.
We are. Jacob Wooten attacks on the extra point from Marcellus Dawson from a yard out. Blues on top, 7-0 against Bath County. We'll try to keep you updated on these 1A Region C scores throughout the night. Narrows and Auburn getting it on at Narrows. Winner of that will play the winner of this game between the Blues and the Chargers next week.
So just to tack on a little bit more information onto that comment, if Narrows beats Auburn tonight and Pam McClure is able to pull off the victory, we'll travel to Narrows. However, if Auburn's able to pull the upset, Auburn would end up coming to Buena Vista to play. So we're rooting for Auburn, and, of course, we're rooting for the Blues.
And Wooten kicks off from the 40-yard line. It's going to be a short kick, and it's going to be taken by Gardner at the 25-yard line. Gardner's looking to get the edge, and he has a good return up to the 40-yard line. A couple missed tackles from the Blues. Ethan Humphreys and Austin Moore in on the tackle for Pam McClure.
Got big number 60 out here, Graham Armstrong. He's going to start for the Blues tonight on defense. He certainly earned that last week, didn't he, Brandon?
Yeah, he played a really good game last week on that defensive front for Pam McClure. Pam McClure is going to come out in a 5. A 5-2. Sometimes they'll run a 5-3, Eric, depending on the formation, but 5 down linemen for the Blues. Stack formation to the right for senior quarterback Trey Shaver. He's in the pistol formation. He takes the pitch, and he passes to Connor Call, and Call might have picked up a half yard. He's stopped by Eli Wheeler and Ty Wheeler right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Brandon, we've made a small defensive adjustment. I won't say small. We've made a defensive adjustment since we were over in Warm Springs. We've got Ty Wheeler playing on defensive end some tonight. And, just to take some of that load off of Holsworth and our other defensive end there. So we're going to get a little bit different look here on defense tonight.
Again, bunch formation to the right for Shaver. He takes the snap. He's going to fake the call. He's going to roll back to his left. He's got a couple receivers open, plenty of time, and Kerr's trying to give chase. He holds on to him, and Holden Kerr is going to get credit for the sack back down at the 35-yard line. So it's going to be a loss of 5 for the Chargers, and really good play in open space from the junior defensive end, Holden Kerr.
Well, Brandon, after the game there, I keep referencing the game there, but we were able to interview this young man after the football game. Very excited, and he says the sky's the limit for this football team, and he's pumped up and ready to play. And a great tackle right there from to get Shaver down by himself.
And Trey Shaver had plenty of time out there, but just couldn't find an open receiver. Shaver in the shotgun formation again. We'll see this pretty much all night from the Chargers. He takes a snap. He pitches the call on the right side. He's got a couple blockers, and he's going to be that was a good play out there by that cornerback. Let me see who that is, if I can find him up here. It might have been D.W. Holsworth to turn that play back up inside where he had some help. So only a pickup of about 3 yards for the Chargers. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 13, and definitely a punting situation for the Chargers.
Yeah, they're bouncing Nick Reed around a little bit in the defensive backfield. He was getting there to contain that, keeping him from getting the edge. But great job by the young man.
High snap for the Blues, and Gardner has to pull it down. Problem is there's nobody out there. Good play by Marcellus Dawson, because if he gets by Marcellus Dawson, he would at least have the first down, Eric, but Dawson tracks him down at the 40-yard line.
They went for that. That was a design fake all the way. It was a high snap, but he has 2 or 3 blockers around here setting up a wall on the right-hand side. That was a called fake, and they had it set up well. And I don't think we had accounted for that, and certainly not expecting that. And Dawson just making a good heads-up play right there to give us the stop, already in Charger territory here.
They'll start the drive out on the Charger 40, straight to backfield. Clater takes a snap, double lead, Austin Moore on the left side. He tries to pick his way through. He's going to pick up about 2 yards before he's tackled by big number 54, Austin Wolf.
Yeah, good surge up front. I think it was a little late getting going there. Austin Moore had, he lost his footing or for some reason had to slow that thing down. Good surge up front early, but that hole closed up quick that time. Good job by the defensive front and those linebackers. They're shooting those linebackers every time, but they're going to have to stay back at some point, or we're going to be able to throw the football well tonight.
Again, straight T formation, Patnett Blues formation. Takes a snap, same play. Austin Moore left side. This time a little bit of daylight, and he's going to pick up about 6 yards this time, following his blockers. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and short for the Blues. Definitely 2-down territory. Going to be about 3rd and 3 here for Paramacor. It's the first quarter winding down. 2 minutes to go. Paramacor on top 7-0 here at Southern Virginia University.
So Bath County's only had the ball for 4 snaps here in the first quarter. This is what Paramacor would like to see. It's very tough for them to score when they're playing defense.
This time, Eli Wheeler is on the wing on the right side. Clater takes a snap, and it's going to be a quarterback sneak right up the middle, and he's going to pick up about 6 yards. So easily getting that first down. That's something we've seen more and more of the last couple of weeks. Zach Clater comes in about 180 pounds, about 6'2". So he's has plenty of size to make those, a yard or two. This time, goes for 6.
Yeah, that's an called audible there. I was talking with Jeremiah this week. That's a play that he doesn't even audible out of the designed or called in play. He just takes that ball. If the center's not covered, he runs the quarterback sneak straight up the field and is picking up 9-10 yards of pop down in Bath County the other week.
This time we in the power I formation. Ty Wheeler, the fullback, and he's going to be the lead blocker for Dawson, who's going to bounce it outside, cuts it back up inside. He's going to be tackled by Connor Call, but Marcellus Dawson gets the ball into the red zone for the second time tonight for the Blues.
Got number 10, Colt Fussell, coming in there, 6'2", 178-pound sophomore. He's the gentleman that was able to take over some of the quarterback duties for them when Shaver goes out. He's coming up from safety position, and, when your safety's making a lot of tackles here like they are right now, that's not good news. 2nd down and about 3.
Same formation, power I set, Wheeler to the flank to the right, and again, Dawson, same play. This time it's going to be played a little bit better by the Chargers. Looks like Kaiser and Wolf both in on the tackle. Penalty flag down. Dawson a little slow to get up. We'll see what the penalty call is from the referee as he's conferring with a couple others.
Initial call was holding, and that's a tough call because several times here the Bath County's defensive front is just chopping the legs out of our offensive linemen so we can't make our block or get downfield just to clog up that line of scrimmage. And that's a tough call right there within 3 yards of the football.
Quick scoring update. Rockbridge and Western Albemarle. Western on top of Rockbridge, 6-0 in the first quarter. Blues come out. It's going to be 2nd down. Spot foul. It's going to be 2nd down and 13. Clater takes a snap. He's going to fake this time to Dawson. He sets his feet, pump fakes, and he throws one deep. It's a jump ball, and it's actually intended for Beck Garrett, and he does a good job selling that, and he's going to get the pass interference call.
Oh, yeah, he was all over him. That play, he was actually all over him on the play that he ended up getting. He got some separation about 15, 20 yards down on the big third throw on third down. Now this kid's holding him again. Good call by the ref there. He's all over him. No chance to get his arms up and make a play on the football. We're going to take the penalty. Unfortunately, we don't get, like the pros, the football on the 1. We'll take our 15 yards, and I think we're going to be down around the 10-yard line after it's all said and done with.
So Beck won't get credit for the catch, but he does pick up 15 yards for the Blues. It's going to be a first down. Again, we'll see where that spot's going to be. It looks like it's going to be right at the 14-yard line. Right inside the 15, so about the 14-yard line for Parent McClure, so they can get a first down for sure.
Yeah, we're going to come out here, and we've got Austin Morris checking back into the backfield with 2 backs set this time.
Eli Wheeler is on the left wing this time, and it's Moore and Dawson in the backfield. Moore in motion here. Quick pitch over to Marcellus, and it's going to be a penalty flag against the Blues, and it's going to be a false start.
Not sure who, unless one of the offensive linemen moved. Austin had a little bit funny start to going in motion, but I don't think he reset, and so that is, I'm not sure about that one. I think that motion has to be a fluid movement all the way through, but if he can change levels or change speeds, I think that's within the rules.
57 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 7-0 Parent McClure on top of Bath County. Back to the straight T backfield. Double lead, Austin Moore on the left side, and he's going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage, and he's going to lose a yard, and that's Trey Shaver in for the Chargers, and Shaver kind of limps off a little bit. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter, folks. Parent McClure on top 7-0. We'll be back here in Buena Vista in 30 seconds.
Pharmacy, serving the communities of Buena Vista, Lexington, Glasgow, Natural Bridge, and Rockbridge County since 1997. Pharmacist Brian Morris and his staff pride themselves in providing health care services beyond prescriptions, including vaccinations, lab tests, MedSync, and over-the-counter remedies, plus a photo kiosk, the only one of its kind in the area. Buena Vista Family Pharmacy, 2263 Magnolia Avenue, proud supporters of the Perry McClure Fighting Blues. You're listening to streaming live coverage of Perry McClure High School playoff football from 3WZ Sports. You're listening.
Brandon Garrett and Eric Catlett back here on the campus of Southern Virginia University at the Fields. Again, the game has been moved right up the road for the Blues because of all the wet weather. Parent McClure is going to have the ball. It's going to be 2nd down and 17 after that tackle by Trey Shaver in the backfield. So 2nd down and 17 for the Blues at the 21-yard line of Bath County.
Just to note that Bath County had the football in the first period for 4 snaps. That's going to be something. If we can hold them to 16 snaps this game, we're in for a good football game.
Especially with a lot of those guys going 2 ways for the Chargers. This time, bootleg. Clater, he has the ball. He looks. He's got a man down there, and it's Nick Kraft, and he drops the pass in the end zone. He was open, and the ball was in and out of his hands. He had beaten the defensive back there, Damian Flinner, and, Eric, there's not a lot you can say. Zach Clater put that one on the money. His receiver just didn't come up with it.
Yeah, Zach Clater had his choice between Kraft, and we had Garrett wide open too. He had Kraft for the TD. I don't blame the kid for throwing it up and letting Kraft make a play on the football. He just didn't come up with it, It's just the way it goes.
Yeah. Straight T backfield for the Blues. Zach Clater under center. He takes the same formation, fakes that double lead. He's looking. This time he's going to tuck it under and run, and he picks up a good block from Garrett and Nick Kraft, and he's going to walk into the end zone from 21 yards out. He picked up a couple really good blocks along the way. I don't see any laundry down. Actually, it is a flag on the play, Eric, right at the 20-yard line. Couldn't see that, on the turf. So it looks like that's going to be that holding area, Eric, that we talked about quite a bit, and it's definitely going to take the Blues back. So Zach Clater went in from 21 yards out, and it's going to be negated. Ball's going to be placed all the way back on the Charger 30-yard line.
I'd run the same play again. I'd run the same exact play again. He had Beck Garrett wide open. These guys aren't able to cover from the backside. You know, he's got his choice whether to throw the ball or run the ball. I'd run it to the other side.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely, had the last two plays, similar formations. He's had guys open. This time chose to tuck it in and run. This time 3 wide outs to left for Clater. It's Kraft, Moore, and Reed. Beck Garrett to the right by himself. Marcellus Dawson behind side Clater out of the shotgun. He takes a snap. He looks. He's going to throw one deep. He's got Austin Moore. Touchdown. Oh, in and out of his hands. I was a little premature on that, Eric, because he was so wide open. Senior Austin Moore, sure-handed, and he drops it for the second time in 3 plays. The Blues drop a pass for Zach Clater. And that's really got to be frustrating, Eric. You played that position at quarterback. It's really got to be frustrating when you make a good pass and your receiver doesn't come up with it.
Well, Brandon, it's frustrating the first time it happens. The second time it happens, I'm not sure I got a word that's appropriate for that. But, tough. Let's get this out of us. We are playing on a turf field. There is a lot of difference, but throwing and catching the football pretty much stays the same, huh?
Yeah, you're right. Blues hustle up to the line. Play clock winding down. They may have to take a timeout. Man in motion is Austin Moore. He got to get the snap off. Clater rolls to his left. He's getting pressured by a couple of Chargers. He's back near the 50, and he's going to throw one across his body, and it's going to be incomplete. Dangerous throw from Zach Clater. And they're actually going to say he stepped out of bounds way back at the 39-yard line, and that's going to be a turnover on downs where the Chargers are going to take over.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brandon, we've got a couple of holding penalties. I'm not sure, I'm not sure about this. Perhaps he did step out of bounds, but I think the next call should we've got the next call, and I don't know. He had a couple of guys downfield, but he's had to scramble out, extend that play out, and we turn it over on downs here. They've got the ball just inside their own 40.
Good job by the Chargers for applying pressure. Shaver takes a snap. He pitches the call on the left side. He's going to be hit, but stays on his feet. Big hit from Eli Wheeler, but Connor Call stayed on his feet. D.W. Holsworth and Ty Wheeler in on the tackle right there, along with Keaton Fisher. So good initial contact from Eli Wheeler, and a host of Blues come in to clean it up. That's going to be 2nd down and 11. Actually lost a yard right there. 2nd down and 11 for the Chargers. Again, 11 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Pam McClure on top, 7-0 winner. We'll play the winner of Narrows and Auburn next week. Shaver in that shotgun pistol formation. Connor Call right behind him. And he's going to take the snap. He hands the call right up the middle. And for the first time, Eric, Connor Call got some positive momentum right there and picks up about 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah, good tough run by Call right there. That's what we expected coming into the game. We're going to see that. This kid earns every yard that he gains. He's not a guy that's going to pick up 60, 70-yard huge chunks. He might get 200 yards. He may get them 4 or 5 yards at a time, running the ball 28, 30 times a game.
Quick scoring update. Rockbridge down 6-3 to Western Albemarle. Shaver in the shotgun formation again. Same play, and Connor Call's going to get it again, and he's got some room. He breaks it to the outside. He's into Paramacor territory, still on his feet, down inside the 45. He's going to be tackled at the 44-yard line. Big play from Connor Call as he's going to pick up about 8 yards for the Chargers.
Yeah, just mentioned that, this isn't a kid that's going to rack off 60 yards, but he certainly has that capability. He gets one and breaks it loose. The kid has some speed, and they also, Sean Gardner's going back there in the backfield too. He seems to be the bigger back, runs a little bit harder. They use him more for blocking, but this kid can run the ball really well too, and it seems like he's got about a step on Call as far as speed goes.
Yeah, I think you're right. Another scoring update. George Wythe on top of Covington, 14-0. Pistol formation again for the senior, Trey Shaver. Ball placed at the 44-yard line for the Chargers. He takes the snap. He's looking deep this time. He's got a man, and Nick Kraft comes in and breaks that play up. That was intended for number 21, Cole Plott, the number 1 receiver for Trey Shaver. And Kraft makes a good play right there, timed it out perfectly to get a hand on the ball and knock it away.
I'll tell you what, Kraft made up for the drop touchdown just now. That was well defended. That's a tough ball to play as a defensive back, especially when you have Cole Plott. He's got a couple of inches on him. and he definitely was able to jump up, and he caught the ball and got his hand on it on Plott's way down. Good play by Kraft there to knock that ball incomplete on first down.
Second down for Shaver, the senior quarterback for Bath County. He takes the snap. He's rolling to his left. He's got some time. He's being pressured by Holsworth, and smartly he's going to throw that one into, the sideline, the Chargers sideline, and live to play another day. It was a smart play from Trey Shaver, really was.
Yes, it was. Well covered. Rad's got these guys in great position in the defensive secondary. He and Coach Clark are doing an excellent job of putting us in position to make plays all year long, and these guys have really learned a lot since we opened up with Rockbridge County, sort of exposed a lot of our defensive secondary issues, and we've certainly tightened most of that up.
So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 from the Blues' 44-yard line. Shaver, 2 backs behind him. And it's going to be Gardner that you talked about a second ago, Eric, and he's got a head of steam. Good play right there from Austin Moore, but he's really got another gear when he gets the ball and gets going downfield. He's really tough to bring down.
Yeah, I am surprised he doesn't at least share that 50-50 with Call. This kid comes out of the backfield and is explosive. Call is another explosive back. Like we said in pregame, Bath County is a good football team. They may be 1 or 2 players away from being an excellent football team. They grind and grit it out, and they do have 2 explosive backs in the backfield. I look for Gardner to get some more carries going through here this first half.
Gardner again in the backfield with Shaver. This time it's going to be an option, and Shaver's going to keep it, and he's going to be short of the first down. He's going to be tackled by D.W. Holsworth and Eli Wheeler. Ty Wheeler also in on that play, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Pam McClure is going to take over. And they're going to take over at their own 36-yard line with 8:35 here to go in the second quarter.
I'll tell you what, that's a huge stop right there for the Blues. A little bit surprised with the play call there. I would have at least gave Gardner an opportunity to swing something outside or maybe call. But, hey, the Blues stuffed it. Maybe they overthought that one and let Shaver try to pick up the first down. He was several yards, maybe 2 yards short.
And it's going to be a timeout on the field by Bath County, so we're going to take a timeout with them. We'll be back here at Southern Virginia University in 30 seconds.
Would like to thank all Fighting Blues parents and fans for their outstanding support of all Perry McClure student athletes. Congratulations to the Fighting Blues football team and good luck throughout the playoffs. And congratulations as well to the Perry McClure girls and boys cross-country teams on a tremendous season. The Perry McClure Athletic Department encourages you to continue to support your Fighting Blues. For more information on Perry McClure High School athletics, visit the school's website at pmhs.bvcps.net.
And now back to streaming live coverage of Group 1A high school playoff football from 3WZ Sports.
Brandon Garrett and Eric Catlett back here at Southern Virginia University. Timeout taken by the Chargers with 8:35 to go in the half. Pam McClure is on top here, 7-0. Again, Rockbridge County down only by 3 points to Western Albemarle. And the last I had, George Wythe on top of Covington, 14-0.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch how the rest of the Region C games play out tonight. We'd like to see some upsets so that we could host another home game, but we'll see how that shakes out.
This time, more in motion. Quick pitch to Dawson, and he's got a blocker in front. That's Easton Michaels, makes a good block. Dawson still on his feet, stiff arm across midfield. He breaks the tackle from Sean Gardner, still on his feet inside the Charger 40, all the way down to the 39-yard line, and that was a great individual effort right there by Marcellus Dawson.
Classic Dawson run to give the Blues some life. It looked like number 53 for the Chargers. Zachary Wallace had a little bit to say to Marcellus after the play, and Marcellus he's fired up now, and our entire team feeds off of that.
Dawson has to come out because the helmet came off, so he has to be out one play for the Blues. Really good play right there. The ball's going to be spotted at the 40-yard line. Straight T backfield for the Blues. And it's going to be Austin Moore on the left side, double lead. And he's going to be tackled after a pickup of about 1. Let's see. It looks like Sean Gardner in on the tackle right there for the Chargers. So that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 9 situation from the Charger 39-yard line.
I like the double lead with Moore behind behind Eli and Ty. We had, we've got Marcellus checking back in the game, but it's very tough. He runs really low to the ground. Very tough for the defense to find him, especially when he's following behind 500 pounds of beef.
3 wide outs to the right. Clater takes a snap. He's rolling out to his right. He fires great catch right there from Austin Moore. He's going to pick up about 6 yards. There is a penalty flag that comes out.
That's going to be a legal man downfield, it looks like, Brandon. We got number 58.
Yeah, I think you could take your pick. 58, Easton Michaels, Caleb Floyd, Graham Armstrong, all standing down there near the first down marker.
Yeah.
So we'll see what the referee calls.
The snap came out a little bit weird just now. I'm not sure if that was designed or or Caleb Floyd just snapped the ball before the count. But yeah, either way, if you're pass blocking, you stay back. You don't go downfield there. I think you have about 3 yards to travel within your block on both sides of the ball there, and we were 7-8 yards downfield on that pass.
And you're right, Eric. It is a legal man downfield for the Blues. So they're going to replay the down, but that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 14 for Pierre McClure. Clater in the shotgun formation. He's got 3 wide to the right, 1 to the right. And it's going to be a jet sweep to Austin Moore. He's trying to get that sideline, and he's still on his feet. He's coming up the sideline. He's picked up 2 or 3 blocks. Referee is calling him out of bounds, and Coach Brokenborough is going crazy down there trying to argue that. But, usually if a referee is that adamant about it, he thinks he got it right. So they're going to mark Austin Moore stepping out of bounds at the 33-yard line. He had a convoy of blockers down that sideline if he doesn't go out of bounds.
Yeah, Buddy Buchanan called that. I did tile work for that man, and he's not the line judge there. That's really not his call, Brandon. That's the side judge's call on that play. But I guess as an official, if you see the guy step out of bounds, that's your call. I'll have to talk to Buddy about that after the ball game.
Straight T backfield for the Blues. Clater takes a snap, straight dive, Marcellus Dawson, nice cut up inside, and he's going to have that first down. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line of Bath County. And it's going to be 1st and 10, Pierre McClure. Yeah. Pierre McClure on top, 7-0, 6:40 to go here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, I like in these 3rd down and longs, we have options this year, Brandon. We don't have to do the fake fullback wedge quickie pass, which everybody expected, for years and years. We have options in terms of explosive plays this year.
Clater, straight T. He's actually going to run the option to the left-hand side. He's going to pick up, he keeps it himself, he's going to pick up maybe a yard right there. Almost looked like a busted play. That thing really took a while to develop right there, Eric.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, when he runs that fake 23 dive pitch, when he runs the option there, that's a little tougher to flip that ball out with his left hand. And I think had he been on the 44 dive side on the right side, he would have probably pitched that ball out, but he didn't want to take the chance, and he did pick up 1 yard. So, all in all, it's not a real disaster, but certainly would expect it to pick up more yards as that play looked at the beginning.
Straight T formation. Double lead, Dawson on the right, and he's got Ty Wheeler in front of him. He cuts it up. He's in 1st down territory, and he's going to have the 1st down, and he's going to be tackled all the way down, it looks like at the 13-yard line of Bath County. So a good play right there for Dawson and the Blues.
Blues picking up.
You can't beat Hot Dog, can you?
You heard it here first from Hot Dog Kerr through the airwaves. Attacking the wide side of the field right there. And, Dawson had his choice of holes to cut that up, and he chose to go outside. Great gain on
1st down and 10 for the Blues at the 13-yard line. Inside reverse, Austin Moore's got it. He's got some blockers. He cuts it up inside, and he's going to walk into the end zone. No penalty flags on the play this time. So Pierre McClure is going to tack on 6 more. Really, Eric, the first time we've seen that play successful in a long time.
Yes, the offensive lineman did a great job of sealing that and holding that, not letting the defensive line get any penetration on that play, and they have to hold that another second or two in order for that play to be successful. Excellent job. Excellent variety of play calls from Jeremiah here tonight.
Jacob Wooten on to attempt the extra point for Pam McClure. Good snap. Actually, it was a good snap. It was mishandled by Kraft. Wooten's got it. He's looking deep. He throws one up. Beck Garrett comes back, and it's going to be incomplete. I think it was underthrown by Wooten. Incomplete call. So that's going to make it 13-0 with 5:24 to go here in the second quarter. We'll be back in Buena Vista in 30 seconds.
Buena Vista family.
We've converted on that.
Practice. Dental hygienist Melissa Codger is proud of their high standard of care combined with an amazing staff.
Our doctors are amazing, very focused on patient care, making sure that you have options and that you just get the best care. And not only just telling them what they need, but also asking them what they're looking for as far as treatment.
Smiles on Magnolia from the staff of Buena Vista Family Dentistry, proud sponsors of the Perry McClure High School Fighting Blues. And now back to streaming live coverage of Group 1A high school playoff football from 3WZ Sports. And now,
Brandon Garrett and Eric Catlett back here at the fields on the campus of Southern Virginia University. The football game has been moved from Bobby Williams Stadium up the road just about a mile and a half to Southern Virginia University because of all the weather. But Perry McClure looking in good shape, Eric. 5:24 to go. Perry McClure on top, 13-0.
Yeah, we're broadcasting this game. We've got a couple wrinkles in our getting everything fine-tuned now, but we are setting up in this nice booth and style up here tonight.
If I could just get you to help me, I got 3 computers up here, and you're sitting over here talking to Fred. I think you're helping him keep these tackle stats, and well, I can't. I know Eric's up here. He's got a Sprite and a Dr. Pepper, and I'm up here, trying to go all over the place. And
yeah. Well, talking to Fred or working these 3 computers, we've got to figure out the priorities here, and I've got mine down.
I'm literally over here sweating, folks. I'm over here sweating, and Eric's got a cutoff shirt with 2 drinks up here. Perry McClure on top, 13-0. Jacob Wooten set the kickoff from the 40, and it's a nice kickoff this time, and it's going to be fielded by Cole Plott at the 10-yard line. Keaton Fisher misses the tackle at the 18. Plott still on his feet, and he's got a chance. He's up to midfield, and he's going to be tackled by Nick Reed and Jacob Wooten all the way up at the 46-yard line of Bath County. So a pretty good return right there from Cole Plott, the senior wideout. A late penalty flag comes in right at midfield. We'll see what that call is.
I'll tell you what, Cole Plott took a hit. Jacob Wooten comes in from the kicker position. He laid a nice open field tackle on Plott there. They're going to get the Blues for unsportsmanlike conduct. There's a little extracurricular going on after the play. And, hey, look, we cannot afford to lose one of our guys as we did over in Warm Springs with this. It's a little chippy. You have to be disciplined. We're giving them 15 yards on this already large kickoff return. We're going to give them 15 yards, only up by a score, a touchdown, and we missed the other extra point. So, we have to be smart. It's nothing wrong with playing hard and getting after it a little bit, but when the whistle blows, that's it.
Yeah, I think you're right. And Perry McClure got caught up in that game over at Bath County and had several defensive penalties. Trey Shavers, senior quarterback, in the pistol formation. He takes a snap. He's looking to his left, and he's got Plott open. Plott coming across the middle. He's going to be tackled at the 34-yard line of Perry McClure. So he's going to pick up about 6 yards. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 4. 2nd down and 5, we'll call it. I don't know if you've noticed this, Eric, but Connor Call has not been back in the ballgame for a little bit. He's the last series, I don't think he came back in. Number 31, Charles Alper, has been playing that running back position for the Chargers. Pistol formation for Shaver again. One wide out to the left. He takes a snap. He's looking left. He's rolling out to his left. He's being chased by Holden Courier back to the right. He's going to go across his body, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. It was intended for Damian Flinner, who was open and just couldn't handle the pass.
I'll tell you what, he fully extended for that ball, and I'll tell you what, it may be good that he didn't catch that because we had Keaton Fisher with a bead on him. Had he come up with that football, he may have taken a heck of a shot from Fisher. He was dialed in there. And like you said, we have not seen Carl back in the game. Kind of surprised, but I'll tell you what, Sean Gardner can carry the load for these guys.
Yeah, I think you're right. And Gardner's actually sit up in that running back position behind Shaver this time. 3rd down and 5 here, and Shaver takes a snap. They're running the option play to the left, and he has some room. And he pitches to Gardner, and it's going to be fumbled and knocked out of bounds by Ty Wheeler. Excuse me, that's Keaton Fisher who knocked it. Eli Wheeler. I'm going to get it right. Give credit where credit's due. Eli Wheeler knocks him out. So that's going to bring up a 4th down and probably about 6. Good play right there, but Shaver really that they were kind of almost parallel with each other. So that was a tough play, a tough ball to handle for Sean Gardner.
Yeah, running that option play, Brandon, he gets to the corner. As a quarterback, you need to turn that up. You need to draw the outside linebacker in or the defensive end, make him make a decision. And had he pitched the ball quite a bit earlier to Gardner, I think he had some room right there, but just not a well-run option there to the left that time by Shaver.
4th down and 6 from the Paramacor 35-yard line. Chargers going for it. Shaver's being flushed out, and he attempts to get it to his running back, number 31, Charles Alfer, but overthrows him. So that's going to be a turnover on downs again for the Chargers. Paramacor is going to take over. 4:17 left to go here in the first half. Plenty of time for the Blues to put on some more points, assuming they can get this drive rolling.
Yeah, you see the line judge here talking to the Paramacor staff, telling them to keep things under control a little bit. We definitely want to talk with these guys, let them know, hey, look, this game is going to get chippy. It's a lot of the last games for the seniors, and keep your head about you.
Galax all over Eastmont, 21-0 first quarter. Clater's looking deep downfield, intended for Beck Garrett, but way underthrown right there. He had a couple guys open. Nice. I like the play call, being aggressive right out on 1st down, but Clater, I don't know if he didn't have the arm right there, Eric, or just, off balance, but nonetheless, incomplete pass. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Blues. Ball on the Paramacor 35-yard line.
That play was basically looked like all streaks. That's a play I use in Madden when I need a touchdown right before the half. He had no one underneath, and anybody that would have went underneath there, but right behind the linebackers, would have had a lot of room.
Reed, Kraft, Moore all split out to the left for Zach Clater. Beck Garrett on the right. Clater, quick strike to Austin Moore. He's got a good block from Nick Kraft, and he's going to be up near the 40-yard line. He's going to, marked out right at the 40-yard line, so that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 5. I like that play design right there, Eric, just to get more in some space right there.
I'll tell you what, Nick Kraft, that is a very tough block to make over there without holding. And, he was sort of pushing the defensive back to the outside, and had Austin Moore cut that inside, he may have been able to pick up a lot more. They did have some pursuit coming from the linebacker position. So, great gain on 2nd down, brings up 3rd and about 5 yards.
Very manageable position here for the Blues. Straight T backfield for Clater. And fake right here. Clater's got some room, and he's throwing one deep. He's got Beck Garrett open, and he's going to make the catch inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, that was a nice pass. Beck Garrett getting up, celebrating a little bit. And, nice to see a little life out of this young man. Getting him going, a lot of confidence going. He had his option again there. Look, he faked the crisscross reverse to the right. He faked that play, had Dawson out in the flats wide open. Didn't have a man for 50 yards.
Good protection. The line's been doing a pretty good job tonight. Giving Clater some time back there. Straight T backfield for the Blues. Plenty of time. 3:30 to go here in the first half. Clater under center. He takes a snap. Quick pitch. Picks up a good block from Garrett, and Michaels on his feet. He's going to be knocked out of bounds at the 15-yard line, 14-yard line. Going to give him 4 yards on the carry.
I'll tell you what, we're running every play that we have in the playbook tonight. We're not running. Last week in the mud we ran off tackle, then we faked the off tackle to the bootleg. You know, these guys, you know, Jeremiah is being very creative from the offensive standpoint tonight, and that's good because that gives the team next week, should we win tonight, a lot to prepare for.
Rockbridge trailing now 13-3, but they are driving. Straight T backfield for Clater. Double lead. Marcellus Dawson on the left side. He's going to be stopped. He's still fighting for yardage, but he's going to be down to about the 11-yard lines where they're going to mark him down. Wolf, Kaiser, and it looked like Kemar Archer, who played a really good game in the second half in Warm Springs a few weeks ago, in on the tackle for the Chargers.
Yeah, I think, you know, these guys, you know, as we've said over and over, Bath County's got some good athletes across the front. They're not small. They look like they can move. And, you know, the Blues are just coming out, playing their football game here tonight and really taking it to them. We're threatening again from the 10-yard line. Now we really need to know, and we really need to finish, and we need to execute here in the red zone.
It's going to be a timeout taken by Perry McClure, so we're going to take a timeout with them. We'll be back here at Southern Virginia in 30 seconds.
Becky's Bridal in Buena Vista is proud to sponsor Perry McClure Fighting Blues football. Virginia Living Readers voted Becky's the best bridal shop in the Shenandoah Valley. And it's no wonder, with Becky's large selection of wedding gowns. Becky's is celebrating 36 years in business and has become a destination for brides and prom. Becky's Bridals and Formals, where beautiful events begin. At Becky's, they keep it fabulous. Go Blues! Becky's Bridal in Buena Vista is proud to... And now back to streaming live coverage of Group 1A high school playoff football from 3WZ Sports. And now back to
Brandon Garrett and Eric Catlett back here at the fields at Southern Virginia University. Eric, Galax is on top of Eastmont 21-0 last I seen. We said we were going to concentrate on Region C and Rockbridge, but I got to say this one because of the history in the past 5-7 years. Northampton on top of Essex 14-0 right now. That would be a huge upset.
That would be a huge upset. Essex, man, they're looking for another run to Salem this year.
Another quick scoring update. Rockbridge down 13-10. Dawson takes the dive on the left-hand side, still fighting for yardage down to the 5-yard line. It's going to be a first down for Pam McClure at the 5-yard line of the Chargers. Again, Rockbridge down 3 points to Western Albemarle, 13-10. That ball game's in the second quarter.
Yeah, you know, I was talking with the staff this week. What a great job they're able to do, and how big of an asset it is to have Charlie Wheeler and the guys up here in the box. You know, they're able to identify different looks from the defense to open up our play calls.
Straight T from the 5. Dawson on the right side, double lead. He's up in the end zone, touchdown from 5 yards out. Dawson goes in for his second touchdown of the night.
Yeah, it looks like we'll probably go for 2 on this one just to even out that score and get back to 21, get back on track with that, stay on schedule with the scoring after the missed PAT, the mishandled snap there. That's something that's going to have to really be dialed in, and I know Danny Cole is going to be able to take care of that this coming week. That's something that could come back and get us late in the playoffs.
Yeah, you're right. You know, Hayden Lawrence out for the season, more than likely, is really being missed on those plays. 2 wideouts to the left. It's Garrett Moore. 2 to the right, Dawson and Kraft. Zach Clater in the shotgun formation with Eli Wheeler. He takes a snap. He's looking for a fade, and he's got I thought he had Beck Garrett, and it's going to be incomplete. Trey Shaver breaking up the pass right there. That's a new wrinkle we've seen, Eric, that fade pattern. Perry McClure on top, 19-0, 2:14 left to go in the first half. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Lineberry, and I'm proud to be a graduate of Perry McClure High School and a member of the Cornerstone Bank team. As this area's only locally owned and managed bank, Cornerstone cares about supporting the Fighting Blues this football season. We also care about offering you all the lending options you need for your personal or business life. Whether it's a construction loan or home mortgage, our decisions are made right here by hometown staff who care about you and your needs. So if you're looking for a bank that understands what it means to be a Blue, come let Cornerstone take care of you.
You're listening to streaming live coverage of Perry McClure High School playoff football from 3WZ Sports.
Pamela tacks on another Marcellus Dawson touchdown to make it 19-0 with 2:14 left to go in the first half. Jacob Wooten set to do the kicking honors for the Blues from the 40-yard line.
I'll tell you what, I like that fade route with Beck Garrett. He's able to get up and get it. I think that's something we can look at, later on in the year. We need, 3rd and long. That's a play that I would go to.
Yeah, I like the idea. Beck being 6'3", 6'4", putting him out there, just didn't come up with it that time. Wooten, another nice kickoff, and it's going to be handled at the 10-yard line by Cole Plott, who had a good return last time, but not near as successful this time, as he's going to be tackled at the 27-yard line by Graham Armstrong, holding Kerr also in on the tackle for the Blues.
I'll tell you what, Ethan Humphreys, we've got Ethan coming in here as a senior playing on special team that time. He does a great job. I mean, he doesn't make the tackle. He gets 3 or 4 guys to block him going down the field. That makes a huge difference. That's freeing up 3 or 4 or 5 guys on the coverage team. That's like one of those blue-collar plays we talk about.
Cole Plott wide out to the left for Trey Shaver, who's in the shotgun. Offer behind him. It's going to be an option play. Charles Offer has got the ball, and he's up near the 40-yard line. Ball pops out on the Blues sideline, but it's going to be out of bounds. And Charles Offer is going to have a first down as he picks up 12 yards up to the 42-yard line of Bath County.
Good heads-up play right there by Nick Reed. Too bad it wasn't 3 or 4 more yards inside the, inside the field. That would have been a turnover. And it looked like he had some room to run with that had he been able to get that before the ball squeaked out of bounds.
First down and 10, 42-yard line, just under 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Trey Shaver in the shotgun formation. Charles Offer behind him. Again, no Connor call for the Chargers. Shaver steps back. He's looking to throw. He's being pressured both sides, holding Kerr. And it's going to be intercepted by Nick Reed at the 45-yard line and returned inside the 40 to the 38-yard line of Bath County. And, Eric, the Blues are back in business, and this would be huge if Pam McClure can get another scoring strike.
Yeah, just inside 2 minutes. This guy's finding his comfort zone here. Hayden Lawrence, with him out, Nick Reed's having to play all over the defensive secondary. And this kid is coming up with some big plays for the Blues. That's a huge play. That was a ball that looked like they were looking for the slants. Fisher got out there, locked down the slants, good pursuit, made the quarterback make a bad decision. And Nick Reed makes him pay for that one.
Yeah, and really give some credit to Holden Kerr, who put some pressure right there. More in motion for the Blues. Quick pitch. Marcellus Dawson left side. He's getting a good push right there from Eli Wheeler. He slides down inside the 30-yard line. Going to be near the first down. I think that he's going to have the first down, which will stop the clock for the Blues and move the change. 2:36 counting to go here in the second quarter. 19-0 Pam McClure on top in this opening round of Region 1AC. Again, we'll try to keep you updated on some scores. Only one I haven't seen, Eric, is the Narrows Auburn score, and that's the one we're really looking for.
Yeah, right. 124 and counting. Blues first down inside the 30.
Plenty of time for Pam McClure to strike. Dawson this time in motion to the right. And it's going to be the same play, quick pitch right. This time it's Austin Moore. He picks up a good block, cutting across the field. Spin move. He's inside the 15, inside the 10, 5. Touchdown, Austin Moore.
I'll tell you what, Brandon, this is a Blues football team that likes to play on turf. They look good. Everything. They're keeping their spacing. They're coming down the field. They're making blocks downfield. The line's doing an excellent job. Austin Moore seeing the field as well as anybody. Just remember, I said this last week, he looks a lot like Logan Arthur, staying low to the ground, well-balanced, seeing the field, being patient for his blocks, and comes off of 2 or 3 excellent blocks downfield to come up with the score from about 26, 27 yards out.
The Blues will go for 2 here. Eli Wheeler on the wing to the left-hand side. Moore in motion. Quick pitch left, and Dawson has it. He turns it up, and he's going to be near that pylon, and he's in for a 2-point conversion. That's going to make the score 27-0 with 1:05 left to go here in the first half. We'll be back here at Southern Virginia in 30 seconds.
Businesses In Buena Vista and all around the Rockbridge area, turn to Vinyl Cuts in Buena Vista for window lettering, vehicle lettering, and vinyl lettering for signs, decals, and custom gifts. Vinyl Cuts is open 10 to 4 Tuesday through Friday and 10 to 2 on Saturdays at 2077 Magnolia Avenue in Buena Vista.
This is Ruthie Laughlin at Vinyl Cuts. Stop in and see our pre-cut Blues and Wildcats decals and sports accessories. If you have a custom project, call me at 784-3529 to get started.
Vinyl Cuts in Buena Vista, proud supporter of the Perry McClure High School Fighting Blues.
Brandon Garrett and Eric Catlett back here on the campus of Southern Virginia University. The Blues playing on that turf field and really taking advantage. Up 27-0, 105 left to here to go in the second quarter. It's been all Perry McClure so far. Again, if you're just joining us, Connor Call has not been in the game to our knowledge from the booth for Bath County. Really, Connor Call, you'd have to say Eric is probably the best player on the Charger team.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I think he took a big shot there early in the second and hasn't returned.
Gardner handles Wooten's kickoff, and he's going to be tackled by number 6, Keaton Coleman, one of those sophomores who's been getting some valuable playing experience. Good tackle right there from Coleman. He's going to stop Gardner at the 25-yard line, where Bath County will take over with 58 seconds to go here in the first half.
I'll tell you what, that shot from Keaton Coleman right there, looked down, saw number 6. That gave me glimpses of KJ Cook, man, covering like that. This kid comes down the field and makes a good stick at, just inside their own 25-yard line. And, he's wearing that number 6 and giving it some justice on that play.
This time, 2 wideouts actually it's going to be 6 wideouts. So this is dangerous territory for Bath County if they turn this ball over. And there's going to be 2 penalty flags on the play. I think there's too many people on the field. So I was 6 wideouts. I was for a second, Eric, I'm like, how are they doing that? But obviously, I guess if it's illegal, you can get by with it until the play snaps.
Number 5, Landon Hensley. He is a senior, 6'1". He's trying to get his plays before the end of the season in. He's trying to sneak in formations here. He's trying to get on the field. It's a big kid, and they were looking for him for the slants, but just a little mix-up on the first down package here. They're going to start off 1st and 15 instead of 1st and 10.
Quick scoring update at halftime. George Wythe on top of Covington, 14-0. Shaver in the shotgun formation. And it's going to be Offer, and he's going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage by Jacob Gilbert. There's a penalty flag comes in late, and it's going to be on Perry McClure. I don't know if a player tripped or he is actually getting in there, but it's going to be a late hit on Perry McClure nonetheless. I'm just waiting for the official call.
I'll tell you what, Brandon, that's going to give them a first down automatically. That's going to put them up around the 35-yard line. This is not what we want to do. You saw what the impact of the game was last time. We're going to expect Narrows to win the football game. We've got this one handedly here in the first half, and then all of a sudden we're going to start playing like this. It's not smart. We just need to relax, play football, get through the game, do what we've got to do, and not get into this.
Yeah, really, Perry McClure could have used their timeouts and maybe even had another shot at the end zone if everything panned out just right. But it's going to be an automatic first down for the Chargers. Actually, I guess that's not going to be an automatic first down. So I think it's going to be about 1st and 5. Shaver in the shotgun formation, takes a snap. He hands to Offer again. Another penalty flag comes in. Offer fighting for first down yards. He's going to be short. Again, Wyatt Camden, Ty Wheeler, Keaton Fisher all in on that tackle for the Blues. Another penalty flag, so we'll see what it is.
I'll tell you what, I think they're going to get the offensive line for chop block. They've been doing it on both sides of the ball all game long, and I think they're chopping Gilbert there. He exploded out of that formation. The sophomore, number 26, Jacob Gilbert, he's coming in at 5'3", 140 pounds, a small guy who's got a lot of lower body strength. He's exploding off the football and causing a lot of problems in the backfield for the Chargers tonight.
Xavier Wallace checking in for Perry McClure. Xavier's been out several weeks with injury too. Going to give Ty Wheeler a break. And we go backwards again, so now it looks like about a 1st and 18 for the Chargers as they have 3 wide out to the left and 2 to the right. 15 seconds and counting for Shaver, the senior quarterback for Bath County. He takes the snap, fumbles the snap a little bit. He steps up in the pocket. He's going to launch one deep, and he's got a man deep, and it's Sean Gardner. He makes the reception, and he's down inside the 35-yard line with 4 seconds to go. And Shaver really showed off his arm right there, Eric. It was a nice throw and nice catch by Sean Gardner.
I'll tell you what, Austin Moore opened up the wrong way. Then he tried to correct it and stumbled. And I'll tell you what, the Sean Gardner has got speed. That was a bomb play to Gardner all the way. You know, that's a play that would have normally been well covered, but Austin Moore tripped up there. With 4 seconds left, you know, they've got a shot from this. We know they were in the very same situation, almost identical spot on the field on the other hash right before half in Warm Springs. Gardner comes out and kicks it through to go, you know, to put 3 on the board right before the half a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, very impressive kick. And speaking of kickers, 2-minute drill. You hooked me up this week, and it's a really good one. All-state kicker coming up here in just a couple minutes. Stay tuned for that. Don't miss. Love doing those 2-minute drills, catching up with former players and just picking their brain and seeing some, hearing some names that you haven't heard for a long time. So we got a good one coming up at halftime. I call it the 2-minute drill, but if anybody ever wants to go 5-7 minutes, it don't hurt my feelings one bit because it's always quality stuff. Listen to these guys who've played in the past and been a part of this program.
Yeah, but, just a huge, this 2-minute drill means a lot to me. Very special guy in my life, and he was generous enough to come out and meet with us and put that together. Just a cool guy.
Shaver this time moves out to the wide out position, and Fussel's going to be the quarterback. He takes a snap. He's standing at the 40. He steps up in the pocket. He's going to throw one deep and actually throws it out of the back of the end zone. Really too much arm on that one. So we're here at halftime, 27-0. Pam McClure on top. Really been all blues here in the first half. We will be back here at halftime to talk a little bit about this halftime, and hopefully we'll get some score updates here in 2 minutes.
It's high school football playoff season, Blues fans, and Magic City Ford in Lexington is a proud supporter of Perry McClure football, kicking off their best savings on every new Ford in stock. Have you heard the news? Expanded and now offers 7 new brands: Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Find your new vehicle today at Magic City Ford in Lexington and Roanoke, and now Magic City in Covington. Online at magiccityford.com.
Hello, I'm Tori Lineberry, and I'm proud to be a graduate of Pam McClure High School and a member of the Cornerstone Bank team. As this area's only locally owned and managed bank, Cornerstone cares about supporting the Fighting Blues this football season. We also care about offering you all the lending options you need for your personal or business life. Whether it's a construction loan or home mortgage, our decisions are made right here by hometown staff who care about you and your needs. So if you're looking for a bank that understands what it means to be a Blue, come let Cornerstone take care of you. Go Blues.
Becky's Bridal in Buena Vista is proud to sponsor Perry McClure Fighting Blues football. Virginia Living Readers voted Becky's the best bridal shop in the Shenandoah Valley. And it's no wonder, with Becky's large selection of wedding gowns. Becky's is celebrating 36 years in business and has become a destination for brides and prom. Becky's Bridals and Formals, where beautiful events begin. At Becky's, they keep it fabulous. Go Blues! If going to the dentist makes you uptight, consider Buena Vista Family Dentistry, where putting patients at ease is a top priority. Just ask Lisa, Financial Services Advisor at Buena Vista Family Dentistry.
We talk with them, kind of cut up with them, laugh with them, and it just puts them at ease. We let them know everything that we're doing ahead of time, answer any questions that they may have, and it seems that each time that they come back, they get a little bit more at ease.
Buena Vista Family Dentistry on Magnolia Avenue. It's high school.
Brandon Garrett and Eric Catlett back here in Buena Vista at Southern Virginia University at the fields, not Bobby Williams Stadium, and the Marching Blues are set to take the field. And as always, we're expecting a good performance. But let's recap that first half a little bit, Eric. Really, Perry McClure got out of the gates really good, really quick on Marcellus Dawson's plunge in from 1 yard out, and it's been all Blues since then.
Yeah, we've done a great job of setting the tone, executing almost every play with very few tackles for losses. We could count them on one hand. We've really been very methodical about our drives. We've thrown the deep ball. We've had a lot of the play action. We've set that up real well by executing on the simple double leads, and when we're able to move the ball that well, on our standard play set, that opens the entire playbook up. And Jeremiah's done a great job of using what's been opened up rather than just sticking it out and grinding it out, so that we pick up the win here tonight. They're having to prepare for that a wide variety of things next week instead of saying, hey, we stopped the double lead, we win the game.
Yeah, really, it's been all Perry McClure from the get-go. Zach Clater's really looked comfortable back there in the pocket, 4 for 7, 87 yards. Really look comfortable, and that's something that Perry McClure is going to have to be able to do, is throw the ball around a little bit down the road. Again, Perry McClure will play the winner of Auburn Narrows, which is playing in Narrows. If Narrows happens to win that game, Perry McClure, if they win, will travel to Narrows. If Perry McClure obviously wins, then and Auburn wins, they would actually get to host Auburn, and hopefully the field would be ready up at Albion Stadium, but we'll see.
So out of 4 of 7, 87 yards. He's got 2 drop passes, one for a definite touchdown, the other one probably a
both
touchdown.
of them touchdown.
Then the other, Paul, was a 4th down heave down the field, was a streak play, heave down the field under pressure. And so, Clater's pretty much played a perfect football game here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's really been on point. And, again, credit that offensive line for giving him some protection. Really, a couple plays, Bath County's gotten some pressure on it, but for the most part been pretty good, and really been impressed with the offensive line, getting downfield, getting to that next level linebackers and secondary. We've seen it several times and really opened up the running game for the Blues. Marcellus Dawson, 16 carries, 109 yards already. So he's really gotten going. And then, Mr. Do-It-All, Austin Moore, 65 yards on 9 carries. It's been pretty good, 1-2 punch all year for the Blues. Hopefully they can keep it going here in the second half.
Yeah, Brandon, when you have when the tail of the tape at halftime says Clater throwing for 87 yards, 4 of 7, 16 carries from Dawson, 9 carries from Moore, that for 65 yards and Dawson over 100 yards, you're going to be in good position with the defense that we've been playing over the past couple of weeks. We got 255 total yards here in the first half. And that's not counting kick returns, I don't think.
Yeah, and on the flip side of that, Perry McClure, the defense has been really strong. 88 total yards for Bath County in the first half, but 51 of that came on the next to last play, that long reception from Sean Gardner. So real quick, Eric, let's talk about this 2-minute drill we got coming up. I was really fortunate for you to set that up. There's a lot of guys I have on my list, but when you said, hey, you need to check this guy out, I trusted you for once in my life. I trusted you, and you got it right.
Yeah, even though you're hogging all the computers here tonight, man, I can pull it off when you put me to the test. I pulled it off. I made one quick phone call. Man, this guy was so happy. Hey, let's do it, man. This is a Blue from back in the day, and from top to bottom. This man is exactly what we're looking for and well represents what Perry McClure Fighting Blues is all about.
So if you're at home listening on your phone, your computer, wherever you're at, get you a quick drink, go to the bathroom, grab you a snack. 2 minutes away, you're going to have the 2-minute drill. And this is a throwback. We go back into the late 70s, and Eric really hooked us up good with this. So you're going to hear it here on Fighting Blues Football in 2 minutes.
Buena Vista Family Pharmacy has been serving the communities of Buena Vista, Lexington, Glasgow, Natural Bridge, and Rockbridge County since 1997. Pharmacist Brian Morris and his staff pride themselves in providing health care services beyond prescriptions, including vaccinations, lab tests, MedSync, and over-the-counter remedies, plus a photo kiosk, the only one of its kind in the area. Buena Vista Family Pharmacy, 2263 Magnolia Avenue, proud supporters of the Perry McClure Fighting Blues.
The Perry McClure Athletic Department would like to thank all Fighting Blues parents and fans for their outstanding support of all Perry McClure student athletes. Congratulations to the Fighting Blues football team and good luck throughout the playoffs. And congratulations as well to the Perry McClure girls and boys cross-country teams on a tremendous season. The Perry McClure Athletic Department encourages you to continue to support your Fighting Blues. For more information on Perry McClure High School athletics, visit the school's website at pmhs.bvcps.net.
Fresh smoked meats every day. We're talking about JJ's Meat Shack in Buena Vista. And on weekends, check out the Pit Boss Platter. All your favorites on one plate. Ribs, brisket, pulled pork, sausage, 2 fixins, and a drink. No one leaves hungry from JJ's Meat Shack. Seafood specials on the weekends, too. JJ's Meat Shack, 1607 Magnolia Avenue, Buena Vista.
Hello, I'm John Keeler, Superintendent of Buena Vista City Public Schools. And on behalf of our school board, I would like to congratulate our varsity football team for a winning season and earning a share of the Pioneer District title. We wish you best of luck in the playoffs and go blue.
It's time for the 2-minute drill with Brandon Garrett.
This is Brandon Garrett here with the 2-minute drill. This week, the playoff game against Bath County, and joining us is Jeff Staten, 1979 graduate and also state champion. Jeff, let's go back in time a little bit. Just tell us a play or two that stands out in your mind that you can really remember.
Probably a play against Rich Valley. We was playing them in I think it was the semifinals or one of the playoff games, and Bucky Doan was the player who had said that he bar hunted with switches. So, that sort of fired me up a little bit, and I remember the first play that we had ran was a double lead right at him. And after the play was over, during the play, you can see me turn around, going back and saying something to him, and I actually helped him get up. But I can remember Coach Ellison also asking, Staten, what do you tell him, Mr. Doan there? And I think I told him something like that, it's going to be like that all night long. So.
Question number 2 for you, Jeff. You obviously played for Coach Bobby Williams, winning a state championship, but any good program, assistant coaches are key. Name an assistant coach that really stuck out to you and, earned your respect from the get-go.
It had to be Charlie Wheeler. He coached me as far as kicking and playing linebacker and fullback. All of it, a whole lot of it in kicking, too. He would actually tie my helmet to my shoulder pads to keep my head down. He's the one that showed me how to tie my foot up. I never had done that before, and so it's probably Coach Wheeler, and not just in football, but just in life general. I've also had great respect for him.
Obviously, you played with some great guys, some great teammates, but can you name 1 or maybe 2 names for our listeners that really defines what a Perry McClure Fighting Blues football player is about, that comes to work every day and practice, blue-collar type of player?
Yeah, I'll have to say it'd be Dirk Wilhelm. I don't know how much recognition Dirk actually got, but he probably earned more respect from me and Johnny Cole than anybody was. They run plays across the middle, and we would actually kill him. And he would keep coming back every day, and we were like, we're going to break him. We never broke him. And to me, that's a Perry McClure football player.
Jeff, who's the best player, or it could be a team, but who's the best that you've played against in high school?
The player probably would have been Mike Keith from, I think he played for Rich Valley too. And, he was a quarterback and a punter. And pretty sure that he was supposed to go to one of the pro teams, like I think it was Cleveland Browns or something like that, and punt for them. But he was also a great quarterback. so it'll probably be him.
Last question for you, Jeff. Tonight, Pam McClure's facing Bath County, first round of the playoff. These two teams faced off just a couple weeks ago. Let's say you were in the locker room with head coach Mark Wheeler. He's asked you to put a word or two into these guys, big senior class, 15 players. What do you say to these guys? You've been in that position before.
Go out there and just play smash mouth football.
Thanks, Jeff. That's Jeff Staten, All-State kicker, All-State linebacker, state champion, and 1979 graduate of Pam McClure High School. Again, thanks to Jeff Staten for joining us here on the 2-minute drill. We'll be back here 2 minutes at halftime. The Bath County Chargers and the Pam McClure Fighting Blues.
Sharon, you do a great job stocking our store with the latest styles in women's fashion.
Why, thank you, Tony.
And all the men's clothing and hats, belts, wallets, and socks. All of that is very, very nice.
What?
But there's a reason our store is named Foxtrot Boots and Apparel.
You're pretty proud of that boot room, aren't you, Tony?
Well, we do have the best selection of boots in the whole Shenandoah Valley. Right here in Buena Vista. Boots for men, women, and children. Hiking boots, hunting boots, work boots, cowboy boots, steel-toed boots, fancy boots, and casual boots.
I'm Sharon Fox.
And I'm Tony Fox.
Come see us at Foxtrot
Boots
and Apparel
in the old Food Line location on 29th Street, Route 60 in Buena Vista.
Open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 6.
And Saturday, 10 to 4. Sharon. Well, that's that one.
Hello, I'm John Keeler, Superintendent of Buena Vista City Public Schools. And on behalf of our school board, I would like to congratulate our varsity football team for a winning season and earning a share of the Pioneer District title. We wish you best of luck in the playoffs and go blue.
Find out why businesses in Lexington, Buena Vista, and all around the Rockbridge area turn to Vinyl Cuts in Buena Vista for window lettering, vehicle lettering, and vinyl lettering for signs, decals, and custom gifts. Vinyl Cuts is open 10 to 4 Tuesday through Friday and 10 to 2 on Saturdays at 2077 Magnolia Avenue in Buena Vista.
This is Ruthie Laughlin at Wrel Cuts. Stop in and see our pre-cut blues and Wildcats decals and sports accessories. If you have a custom project, call me at 784-3529 to get started.
Vinyl Cuts in Buena Vista, proud supporter of the Perry McClure High School Fighting Blues.
The Perry McClure Athletic Department would like to thank all Fighting Blues parents and fans for their outstanding support of all Perry McClure student athletes. Congratulations to the Fighting Blues football team and good luck throughout the playoffs. And congratulations as well to the Perry McClure girls and boys cross-country teams on a tremendous season. The Perry McClure Athletic Department encourages you to continue to support your Fighting Blues. For more information on Perry McClure High School athletics, visit the school's website at pmhs.bvcps.net.
Eric Catlett and Brandon Garrett back here at the fields at SVU as Perry McClure's on top 27-0 at the half. Brandon, all things going Perry McClure's way. Connor Call out of the ball game for the Chargers. You know, it's definitely taking its toll on these guys. Coming out of half, they get the second half kickoff. You know, what are they going to have to do to get back in this ball game?
Well, really, just like it was in Bath County when Trey Shaver went out. It's kind of the same effect, it's just not the same offense. I think when you have both of those guys on the field at the same time, obviously they gave Covington all they wanted last week and maybe a little more. When you have both of those guys on the field at the same time, it completely changes their ball club. But if Connor Call doesn't come back in the game, I don't want to say they're one-dimensional, but Shaver's been dropping back, throwing a lot of passes, since Call's been out of the game.
Yeah, he has. You can tell. The Call kid's leading the Timesland in tackles with over 140 total tackles on the year. He's just such an offensive threat. This guy is a big cornerstone of this football team. Speaking of cornerstone, Brandon, stay tuned after the game. We'll come up with the cornerstone player of the game. That's the Blue that's put forth the biggest effort and the most contributions for the Blues here tonight.
Yeah, and right now it could be a lot of players. Marcellus has had a good first half, and, of course, Austin Moore is always in there. Zach's been doing pretty good. Beck Garrett has 2 big catches. So right now I'd say it's up in the air. Again, thanks to Cornerstone for helping us out with those sponsorships. And really, Eric, just going to throw a sales pitch again. Jeff Staten, wow, what a class act, and what a pleasure to talk to him and reminisce with him for a few minutes about his playing days as a Fighting Blue.
Yeah, as time was, your playoff preview was winding down. Jeff and I were out in his truck talking old football days, man, and I'm all ears. I'm a sponge. I soak it up. I love hearing those stories. Back in the heydays for Perry McClure, when they were really getting it done. So, just excited to have that guy do that for us. And, we've got a lot to build on next week. He's set the bar high for a 2-minute drill.
We're going to take another 30-second timeout. Come back here with the beginning of the second half. Perry McClure is on top, 27-0 here at Southern Virginia University.
School football. Blues fans, and Magic City Ford in Lexington is a proud supporter of Perry McClure football, kicking off their best savings on every new Ford in stock. Have you heard the news? We have expanded and now offer 7 new brands: Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Find your new vehicle today at Magic City Ford in Lexington and Roanoke, and now Magic City in Covington. Online at MagicCityFord.com. It's high school football playoff season. You're listening to streaming live coverage of Perry McClure High School playoff football from 3WZ Sports. You're listening.
Back here at the fields at SVU. Before we get the second half kickoff, quick shout out to Kelsey Cole, joined us Dynamic Ceramic as operations manager this week. Go ahead, Kelsey, and get it.
That shows you when you got money, when you're just hiring people left and right.
Yeah.
If you have an opportunity, I would like to be like maybe communications director, because I can just sit there and talk on the phone all day, or, social media.
Well, if you have these 3 computers running hot as all, you'll give Kelsey and I all the work we can do as it is. And so, that may be something we can talk about on or off the air.
Yeah, I mean, if, I got 3 going right now, so
hogging them.
Yeah, so I think I'm doing okay. Second half kickoff coming up. Perry McClure on top, 27-0. Winner takes on Narrows Auburn winner, and Narrows on top of that game, 12-0 at halftime. So right now it's looking like Perry McClure and Narrows, but we still got 2 halves of football to go. Wooten, deep kickoff, going to be taken by Cole Plott on the 10-yard line. He's coming up the middle. Let's see, cutting it back up inside, and he's going to be tackled by D.W. Holsworth, and Graham Armstrong in on the tackle again. The Chargers are going to take over first down and 10. Looks like it's going to be out the 26-yard line of Bath County.
I'll tell you what, our coverage team this year is probably the best I've seen kickoff coverage, and that's something that comes into play deep in the playoffs. When we're able to kick the ball deep and cover that well. When we faced Essex, Alta Vista, in previous years, we weren't able to kick that ball off, and we gave them short fields for most of the game, which makes it easy on that offense to score.
2 wide outs for Shaver, who's in the pistol formation with Charles Offer in behind him at running back, and it's going to be a handoff to Offer, and he's going to pick up about 3 yards before he's grabbed up and turned around by Ty Wheeler. I mean, Ty just grabbed him and slung him backwards, but he picks up about 3 yards. Again, Charles Offer, the senior, in for Connor Call, the leading rusher and leading tackler for the Chargers, out. The word we're getting, Eric, is possible concussion, so he's probably going to be done for the night as far as we know, and that's a big blow to the Chargers.
Yeah, I think I see him over there sitting on the bench, trying to be there for his team.
Shaver in the shotgun formation with Offer behind him, 2 wide outs, 1 to each side. A long snap count for the Chargers. And there's going to be a penalty flag on the play. It's going to be a false start on the Chargers, so that's going to negate that pretty good first down pickup from Charles Offer. So that's going to back them up. 2nd down and 11 for the Chargers.
Yeah, that's another thing that takes a lot of momentum, once you go on the long call, hoping to draw the Blues off sides, and then you have an offensive lineman sort of jump a little bit and sort of go totally against what was planned there. Takes a lot of steam out of the sails.
Yeah, it certainly does. Actually, it's going to be more than that. It's going to be 2nd down and a long 12, maybe 13 yards. Shaver takes a snap. He's looking right. He throws one up. He's got Cole Plott, who makes the reception. He got in behind Nick Kraft, and he's going to make the reception across into Blues territory. He's going to be tackled by Zach Clater at the 48-yard line. So the Chargers are in business here early in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I was going to say busted coverage on that one, but actually the cornerback on that side, Brandon, they had the wide out do a curl route, and that was his responsibility, and so that was a well-designed play. They got the ball over the top, and I think Clater was just late getting over there.
It's going to be a timeout on the field, and Pam McClure's been doing this a lot lately. Eric, we talked about this kind of like in a basketball situation when a team goes on a quick run. A lot of times a coach will call a timeout, and they've been doing this on defense and has actually really been helping, the defense make some quick adjustments as they go throughout the game.
Yeah, even being up several scores, I think that's a very smart timeout. We do not want to give Bath County any hope when, they've got their best leader over on the sideline with a concussion, seeing stars, and then all of a sudden we let them sneak back in this football game. Wise timeout here by Coach Clark and Patterson, and just to get these guys back in the game. Hey, we don't want to give them anything here. We want to try to keep driving this thing home, make them want to quit, make them want to go home, and, get back on our feet here and make it happen.
Yeah, because this Bath County team's not all Connor Call. I mean, Trey Shaver, Sean Gardner, Charles Offers played good at that running back position. Shaver in the shotgun with Charles Offer behind him. And this time it's going to be a jet sweep, and it's going to be number 20. Looks like Tyler Bryant takes the handoff, and he's going to pick up about 5 yards on the carry.
Yeah, these guys at halftime, they, basically I think what they've done is, part of their playbook has been eliminated. He's sitting on the sideline, so they just have to go through and see which plays that have been effective for them up until this point, the 11th game of the season, and use those plays only and maybe shake it up a little bit here on the Blues.
Shaver in the shotgun formation. Long snap count. This time it's a dive play to Offer. Still on his feet. He's going to pick up a couple yards. Big hit right there from, let's see, looks like Austin Moore coming in from that defensive back position. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 yards to go for the Chargers. They are in Fighting Blues territory. The ball is spotted at the 43-yard line. 3rd down and 4. Pam McClure on top 27-0 with 9:46 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Chargers come to the line of scrimmage with 3 wideouts to the left. Plot, the single lone wideout to the right for Shaver. He takes a snap. He's a throwing situation. He's looking deep for Plot, and he's going to overthrow him, and it's going to be picked off by Zach Clater at the 20-yard line. He's on his feet at the 35, picks up a block from Fisher. Still on his feet up near midfield where he's going to be tackled at the 49-yard line of Pam McClure, where the Blues will take over. And really just a mistake right there. I don't know if the route was broken off or Shaver just overthrowing, but Zach Clater's playing center field, Eric, and, pretty good return.
Yeah, going back to that timeout, Brandon, like you mentioned, these guys are in position now. This is a well-played ball. I think Shavers just throws it up there for grabs a little bit. I sense the Bath County team sort of, conceding here a little bit, to be truthful. On this first drive, throwing an interception, we go down here and score. That's going to be huge, and that may be the straw that breaks the horse's back here.
Eli Wheeler's going to be the wing. Dawson and Moore in the backfield. Quick pitch over to Dawson. He's getting a good block from Wheeler. Stiff arm as he's knocked out of bounds by Cole Plott at the 44-yard line of Bath County. So the Blues are in the Bath County territory.
Yeah, huge pickup on 1st down, just to, attacking that edge a little bit. Marcellus coming out here, doing what he does best, picking up those blue-collar yards. We take this thing down, chew some minutes off the clock. We put this thing on autopilot and take it on into the 2nd round.
Same formation to the right side. It's Ty Wheeler, and this a give to Dawson on the right side. He makes a cut up inside, still on his feet, and he makes the 2nd level. He stiff arms Cole Plott, and he's going to be into the end zone from 44 yards out, up to 150-plus yards on his 3rd touchdown of the night. Marcellus Dawson, and Pam McClure's on top 33-0 here early in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, that's given Dawson now 30 touchdowns on the year, with that huge run. This guy is ready to seal the deal. The refs are talking to him a little bit as he ran backwards for the last 5 yards of that touchdown. But, hey, he's out there having a little fun, doing his thing. You know, as a coaching staff, you just pat him on the butt, say, hey, man, tone it down a little bit. Maybe start working in some subs here early in the fourth. But we don't want to start letting these guys sneak back into the ball game.
Wooten on to attempt the extra point for the Blues. Good snap. Wooten mistimed that, but he gets the kick up and good for the Blues. So that's going to make it 34-0, 9:01 to go in the third quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
I'm John Keeler, Superintendent of Buena Vista City Public Schools. And on behalf of our school board, I would like to congratulate our varsity football team for a winning season and earning a share of the Pioneer District title. We wish you best of luck in the playoffs and go blue.
And now back to streaming live coverage of Group 1A high school playoff football from 3WZ Sports. And now,
Brandon Garrett and Eric Catlett back here in Buena Vista. Paramount McClure tacks on another touchdown brought to you by Marcellus Dawson to go on top 34-0. Dawson's third rushing touchdown of the night, and it's been all Paramount McClure from the get-go here at the fields at Southern Virginia University.
As the Bath County Warm Springs come in here with the travel bus, you know, I think they're about to warm this thing up and get that thing started. These guys, you know, we have to give it to them. They got after it for a half, but, you know, this is a different Blues football team. You know, we can play in the mud, and we can certainly play on turf. And, you know, I like the speed. I like the way we're getting up and down the field. And I'm really excited about what we're going to be able to do next week.
Wooten, shorter kickoff, and it's going to be bounced out of bounds at about the 23-yard line, so that's going to be a penalty flag. And we'll see what the Chargers elect to do here as far as field position or make Wooten kick it again.
I'll say they take the field position, maybe make Wooten kick that thing again. That's where they're picking up most of their yards. Brandon, they've had several good kickoff returns, you know, a block or two away from taking that back. And, you know, if I'm the head coach for Bath County, I'll make them kick it over.
And I think that's what's going to happen. Quick scoring update, Essex is back on track, and they're up 24-20 at half. So still a ball game there. We'll see what happens with Northampton. And Wooten will have to re-kick from the 35-yard line instead of the 40. So he'll tee it up there. Cole Plott and Tyler Bryant back deep for the Chargers.
I think that's the first round of the state playoffs is where we cross bracket and end up actually going and playing some of those teams from the beach. And, you know, wouldn't it be nice to have a rematch with Essex?
Yeah, it really would be.
Yeah.
You know, two totally different styles. You know, it would be nice to see. Wooten's kickoff from the 35, and it's going to be handled by Plott at the 18-yard line. And he's out across the 30 to the 32-yard line. And it's actually going to be Trey Shaver instead of Plott, where the Chargers are going to take over. First down and 10. 8:54 to go here. Blues on cruise control, 34-0. And, you know, the coaching staff really want to hang on to this shutout. And we'll see what the Blues do. Still a lot of ball game left, 8:54 to go.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to say it again. Ethan Humphreys comes down the field as a senior on that coverage team, taking on 3 or 4 guys every time we kick the football off, who is just freeing up a lot of our guys, doing an excellent job staying in their lanes and covering these kicks.
Shaver in the shotgun formation. He's got 2 wings and 2 wide outs. Charles Offer behind him. Takes a snap, and the give to Offer. He's going to pick up about a yard, and he's going to be met by D.W. Holsworth. Actually going to give him maybe 2 or 3. Kept his feet churning. Forrest Vassar, Keaton Fisher also in on the tackle for the Blues.
Jacob Gilbert, he's lining up there at nose tackle. He is exploding off the football. You know, they're having a heck of a time with him. A lot of times they'll get him off balance a little bit, but they're not able to run their plays as designed, and he is making disruption in the backfield, which may be his primary job. You know, I don't think they expect him to come up with a lot of tackles.
Blues in a 4-3 defense now. 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers. Shaver gives to Bryant on the left-hand side. There's a penalty flag out. Dawson's going to trip up Bryant. He was a step away from really getting in the secondary and probably picking up at least a first down. But there, again, there's a penalty flag down. Pickup of 3 yards. We'll see where this goes. It's going to be a holding call on the Chargers, so that's going to back them up even more. Already a tough night offensively for Bath County. It's going to get a little worse after this penalty.
Hey, Brandon, I just said it. Austin Wolf, they're going to get number 54, Austin Wolf, for holding Jacob Gilbert there. He can't keep up with him. Jacob Gilbert is playing an excellent football game here tonight, costing these guys. He had 2 handfuls of his jersey just now. This guy's walking around. He's excited. He's ready to play. As a sophomore, that's got to be very inspiring for this Blues coaching staff to see this little guy getting out here and getting after it. You know, 5'4", 5'6", 140 pounds.
This time 3 wide out to the left and 1 to the right for Shaver. 3rd down and about 6. Shaver, he's going to take it and tuck it in and run, a design run, and he's going to be near that first down marker. I think he's going to pick up that first down. That looked like a design run. He dropped back in the pocket, and maybe he just seen the hole and made a quick decision as a senior. And nonetheless, he's going to pick up the first down. Going to be 1st and 10, Bath County on the 43-yard line. 7:20 to go, 34-0 Blues on top of the Chargers.
Yeah, they took advantage of that penetration a little bit just now. That may have been a quarterback draw because they know we're getting a lot of penetration right up the middle from Gilbert there, and so they used it to their advantage on that play. Good.
2 wings, 2 wide outs for the Chargers. Offer behind Shaver. He's going to step back and throw, and he's got a man, and that's number 3, Damian Flinner. He got behind the defensive back over there, Jacob Wooten. Made the reception. He's down in Blues territory to the 34-yard line.
He bit on the first move and gave up the deep ball. You know, it had no help over the top there. You have to let the first move go. You know, if you don't have coverage over the top as a cover 2 or cover 3, you've got to play him on the far side. And Wooten there getting a little instruction, I would say. Well, let's call it instruction from Brad Patterson after that play.
Same formation for the Chargers. 2 wide outs, 2 wings, and a running back offer. And this time it's an option play to the right. Shaver's keeping the ball. He turns it up inside. He's going to pick up about 3 yards. Penalty flag comes in a little late. Keaton Fisher making the tackle for Pear McClure. We'll see what the flag is. Again, another hold on the Chargers.
Yeah, our man Buddy Buchanan dialing in on the hold just now. You know, they're having a heck of a time. If our defensive line is having probably one of the best nights that we've had so far, you know, we can't really top that effort that they put forth against Narrows and winning that battle on both sides of the football last week. But they've certainly shown up to play this week. And as, you know, the name of the game is which team is improving the most between every week, from week to week, as we approach the playoffs, to who's going to go the deepest here.
Pear McClure actually, I was going to say, has probably looked the best they have in the last month or two, Eric, really hitting on all cylinders. Shaver takes a snap. He looks. He's in the pocket to pass, and he's going to be sacked. He might make it back to the line of scrimmage. Football comes out. Referee is whistling it down. Keaton Fisher going to get credit for that sack right there for the Blues. Keaton Fisher moved from the linebacker. Actually, Eric, he moved from linebacker to nose guard during the play. And gets in there and he's going to get credit for the sack. And it's going to bring up a 2nd down and long. 2nd down and about 19 for the Chargers.
Yeah, you know, this is an obvious pass situation for the Chargers. Something, you know, they've had success in spurts, but they're certainly uncomfortable throwing, you know, when we know that.
2 wide to the left, 1 to the right for Shaver. He takes a snap. He's got some room over to the left side. He's rolling out. He's being chased by Holden Kerr. Still on his feet. Kerr misses the tackle. He throws one up, and it's going to be picked off by Jacob Wooten. Let's see if the referee give it to him, and
yes,
he does. He's inbounds. He picks off the ball at the 32-yard line. Pear McClure is going to take over. Really, Shaver right there probably tried to do too much, Eric. He had time. That might be one you just pick up a couple yards and live to play the next play.
Yeah, Brandon, you know, these guys are just trying to find something to get the team going, something to spark this offense, you know, spark the team in general. You know, as time's ticking down in the third period, this kid's just trying to make a play. You got to take your hat off to him for the effort to extend that play. You made a couple of guys miss. Holden Kerr does a great job of recovering from getting blocked down a little bit and to get back outside to contain the quarterback, to push him back toward his help, and end up making Shaver make a bad decision right here on that was third down. And now the Blues take the interception, 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line, back in business.
To make things a little worse for the Chargers, Chandler Kaiser is hobbling off, one of their better offense and defensive linemen for the Chargers. Quick scoring update. Narrows on top of Auburn 18-0 in the third quarter. So if things continue to stand as they are, the Blues will travel to Narrows, make that long trip, a couple hours plus, next week. But again, we still have some football left to go. With sports, a lot of things happen. Yes. Another quick scoring update. Rockbridge trailing Western Albemarle 20-17.
Wow, that's a tight one. That's going to go down to the wire, you know, there. And you had the, you had all those guys with you last night, man. You could tell they were very excited about this matchup.
Two wings for Clater. Single backs Marcellus Dawson. Quick pitch to the left. He's got a couple blockers. He turns it up. He's got one man to beat and actually runs into his own man, Xavier Wallace. Ball on the ground. Referee is saying it's down. Xavier Wallace in some pain as he and Marcellus Dawson collided. We're going to take a 30-second timeout with injury here. We'll be back here at the fields in 30 seconds.
Buena Vista Family Pharmacy has been serving the communities of Buena Vista, Lexington, Glasgow, Natural Bridge, and Rockbridge County since 1997. Pharmacist Brian Morris and his staff pride themselves in providing health care services beyond prescriptions, including vaccinations, lab tests, MedSync, and over-the-counter remedies, plus a photo kiosk, the only one of its kind in the area. Buena Vista Family Pharmacy, 2263 Magnolia Avenue, proud supporters of the Perry McClure Fighting Blues.
The Perry McClure Athletic Department would like to thank all Fighting Blues parents and fans for their outstanding support of all Perry McClure student athletes. Congratulations to the Fighting Blues football team and good luck throughout the playoffs. And congratulations as well to the Perry McClure girls and boys cross-country teams on a tremendous season. The Perry McClure Athletic Department encourages you to continue to support your Fighting Blues. For more information on Perry McClure High School athletics, visit the school's website at pmhs.bvcps.net.
Brandon Garrett and Eric Catlett back here at Southern Virginia University. It's been all Perry McClure, 34-0, 5:34 to go here in the third quarter. Xavier Wallace helped off the field. We'll see if we can get an update on him in a little bit. 3 wideouts to the right for Zach Clater, 1 to the left. And Clater's in the shotgun. Moore in motion, jet sweep to the left. He's got Easton Michaels out in front. He's getting some good downfield blocking, and he's tiptoeing that sideline. And yet again, for the second time tonight, he's going to be just knocked out of bounds at the Bath County 27-yard line. Really good blocking downfield from Beck Garrett and Easton Michaels on that left side, Eric.
Yeah, they spread the field out there real well on that jet sweep, Brandon. What they do is they bring that cornerback way outside, and our wideout did a great job of sealing him to the inside. Our offensive tackle got around on the defensive tackle and sealed him down, and before any of the linebackers could get over in pursuit, Austin Moore's gone to the sideline. That play, we went to that 2 or 3 times and had great pickups on that every single time we run it. Well designed, and that's what you call a great formation to run that play out of.
Yeah, and to tack on to that is going to be a personal foul on Bath County. So not only was it a big pickup right there, actually they're going to spot the ball. It's going to be at the 27-yard line. So whatever happened there, Eric, I'm not really understanding, but it's going to be 1st down and 10. Perry McClure at the Bath County 27-yard line. 5:14 to go here in the third quarter. Perry McClure on top, 34-0. Blues come out in the shotgun again. He's got Kraft and Moore to the right. Eli Wheeler right beside Zach Clater and Marcellus Dawson behind him, and Beck Garrett to his left. Moore in motion, same formation. This time it's a fake jet sweep. Dawson keeps it on the right-hand side. Good tackle right there from Billy Baldwin from Bath County, that defensive end coming up. It was a good tackle because that play was wide open for Dawson. He's going to pick up about 4 yards, but really could have been a lot more.
Billy Baldwin's just a big old country boy, 6'1", 265, man. Good tackle right there. You know, it was one-on-one with Dawson, and Dawson lowered his shoulder. Maybe Baldwin got the brunt of the contact there, but, you know, you got to take your hat off to this guy taking one down, one of the best running backs in the state of Virginia right now.
2 wideouts to the left, 2 to the right for Clater. Ty Wheeler in the backfield for the Blues. Looks like a little confusion out there as Clater now moves to the shotgun formation. There's the shotgun snap, and he's looking to his left. He's throwing one deep and just overthrown to Beck Garrett. Trey Shaver in on the coverage right there. Really did a pretty good job of covering him up. Wasn't a bad idea from Zach Clater, but pretty good coverage from Shaver.
I'll tell you what, Brandon, you know, after 10 yards, there's really not supposed to be any contact, and they're getting away with a lot of it. You know, maybe it has to do with the 34-0 score here, but, you know, after 10 or 5 yards, I think it's 5 yards downfield, you know, you're not supposed to have any intentional contact, and there's quite a bit of that on a lot of these passes.
So there's going to be a timeout on the field. We're going to take one with them. We'll be back here in Buena Vista in 30 seconds.
Dentistry is not your typical dental practice. Dental hygienist Melissa Codger is proud of their high standard of care combined with an amazing staff.
Our doctors are amazing, very focused on patient care, making sure that you have options and that you just get the best care. And not only just telling them what they need, but also asking them what they're looking for as far as treatment.
Smiles on Magnolia from the staff of Buena Vista Family Dentistry, proud sponsors of the Perry McClure High School Fighting Blues. Buena Vista Family Dentistry is not your... And now back to streaming live coverage of Group 1A high school playoff football from 3WZ Sports. And
Brandon Garrett and Eric Catlett back here at the fields at Southern Virginia University. It's been all Perry McClure, 34-0, 4:18 to go here in the third quarter. Perry McClure facing a 3rd down and 6 from the Bath County 27-yard line. Zach Clater under center for the Blues. Split backs, Ty Wheeler and Marcellus Dawson. 2 wideouts to the right. And Clater's going to take the snap. He's rolling to his right, and he's looking to throw back. And really, Ty Wheeler just broke that play up. Well scouted out play from Bath County as virtually all their defensive linemen were waiting on that play. Really didn't fool the Chargers at all this time.
Yeah, you know, a lot of penetration when they haven't been getting any all night long. They got to throw up a red flag. Good coverage there. Not sure about that screen play on 2nd down and 5 from the let's call it the 23-yard line, setting up 3rd down.
It's actually going to be 4th down.
Yeah,
it's wrong
right
on the box. So Wooten to attempt a long field goal. Kick is up, and it's going to be good. Wooten knocks it in from, let's make sure I'm right here, 37 yards.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Wow.
You know, pretty impressive field goal right there from Wooten. So that's going to put the Blues up 37-0, 4:10 to go here in the third quarter. We'll be back here in 30 seconds.
Buena Vista is proud to sponsor Perry McClure Fighting Blues football. Virginia Living Readers voted Becky's the best bridal shop in the Shenandoah Valley. And it's no wonder, with Becky's large selection of wedding gowns. Becky's is celebrating 36 years in business and has become a destination for brides and prom. Becky's Bridals and Formals, where beautiful events begin. At Becky's, they keep it fabulous. Go Blues! And now back to streaming live coverage of Group 1A high school playoff football from 3WZ Sports. And
Brandon Garrett, Eric Catlett back here at Southern Virginia University. Perry McClure on top, 37-0 in this Class 1A Region C first-round matchup between the Blues of Perry McClure and the Chargers of Bath County.
I think the difference here is is the field conditions, but I'll tell you what, Brandon, when we go to Narrows next week, if that's the way it plays out, we're going to see some muddy conditions.
Wooten's kickoff is fielded at the 31-yard line. Short return from the Chargers, and they're going to take over about the 33-yard line. So really good coverage, again, by this kickoff unit.
I'll tell you what, they're not able to really set up a whole lot of different returns here, Brandon. You know, late in the game, that's usually one of the things that you slip up on and let them get on the board here because we're kicking off in a variety of ways. We're kicking to a bunch of different people. Wooten's able to target several different deep men.
Quick scoring update. Wildcats of Rockbridge County trail 27-17, 10-15 left to go in that football game. Shaver takes the shotgun snap. He's rolling to his left. He's keeping this one all the way. He turns it upfield. Still on his feet near the first down marker, and it looks like he's going to have the first down as he's tracked down from behind by D.W. Holsworth. He's going to be tackled at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, just tracking these guys, you know, the defensive ends over at Covington several weeks ago, you know, the difference between those guys, Holsworth and Holden Kerr, compared to a couple weeks ago when we watched them get beat up at Covington. Man, just a huge improvement for those two. And, man, I'm really impressed with them and anxious to see how much they keep improving as we go through the playoffs.
George Wythe on top of Covington, 21-0 in the third quarter. Shaver in the shotgun. Charles Offer behind him. Shaver takes a snap. He's running to his left, back to his right, now back to his left. Kerr misses a tackle. Gilbert misses a tackle. Holsworth misses a tackle. He's running. He throws one deep, and he's got Plott, and he makes a reception at the 35. Still on his feet, inside the 30. One man to beat, and that's Keaton Coleman, who's going to track him down at the 21-yard line of Pam McClure. Really, that was Trey Shaver keeping that play alive, and then finding Cole Plott, his fellow senior, downfield all alone, and really a good job from Keaton Coleman to save the touchdown.
Yeah, you know, just a lot of missed tackles. You know, these guys are not expecting that play. You know, every play runs about 5 to 7 seconds, and once you get beyond that, it's sort of disruption and a lot of missed tackles right there. You'd like to see the Blues come up with a sack right there instead of a 30, 40-yard gain.
2:06 to go. Shaver in the shotgun formation. And he improvises here and takes it up the middle, and he's going to pick up some positive yardage, and he's going to be down to about the 14-yard line of Pam McClure. So he's going to pick up about 7 yards, and that was just a heady play. Looked like that play was designed to run to the left, Eric, and he just seen a hole and took it.
Yeah, we got Wyatt Camden coming up making a big play. You know, he's been swapped out with Dawson there on defense last week after some one blown coverage against Narrows in a crucial time. Now he's back in the game, and he's coming up with a big stop right there for the Blues.
1:27 and counting here in the third quarter. Pam McClure on top, 37-0. Trey Shaver in that pistol formation. Charles Offer behind him, the senior running back. Hard count by Shaver. Looks like it's going to draw Pam McClure off sides.
It's going to give him a first down.
Yeah, I think you're right, and it's going to be first down inside that 10-yard line of Pam McClure. This is the deepest that Bath County has been tonight.
Yeah, this is the most promising drive of the game by Bath County, and, you know, these guys are going to definitely want to capitalize on this. And, you know, I haven't seen Sean Gardner. We haven't called his name on this offensive series, and I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
I'm not sure he's even in the football game at this point.
Another hard count, and it looks like this time they'll swap penalties because it looked like Billy Baldwin, the right tackle, moved for Bath County, so they'll go up 5 yards into the 9, then they'll go back 5 yards. So we'll see just make sure that's the correct call as the referees are conferring with each other. Not had an official call yet.
Oh, they're calling that now against Perry McClure, Brandon.
And Eric, just personal opinion right here, this may be a little bit of a mercy call with 41 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Pam McClure players did jump, but Baldwin moved as well. Running clock here, 37-0. Pam McClure on top. Ball is placed at the 4-yard line. So first and goal from the 4-yard line. Shaver in the shotgun. He's got 2 running backs, 1 to each side. He takes it right up the middle, and he's actually going to use a yard. Keaton Fisher, the initial blue player, to make the hit right there. So might have backed him up about a yard or a half a yard. Second down and goal from the 5.
Yeah, if Buddy Buchanan goes ahead and calls that play on the offense, maybe he gets home in time to catch the Friday football extra and get some popcorn.
So that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. We're going to take a 30-second timeout and come back with the fourth and final quarter here from the fields at Southern Virginia University. Pear McClure has been in control most, or actually all of this game, 37-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
I'm proud to be a graduate of Pear McClure High School and a member of the Cornerstone Bank team. As this area's only locally owned and managed bank, Cornerstone cares about supporting the Fighting Blues this football season. We also care about offering you all the lending options you need for your personal or business life. Whether it's a construction loan or home mortgage, our decisions are made right here by hometown staff who care about you and your needs. So if you're looking for a bank that understands what it means to be a Blue, come let Cornerstone take care of you. Go Blues!
You're listening to streaming live coverage of Perry McClure High School playoff football from 3WZ Sports.
Brandon Garrett, Eric Catlett back here at the fields on the campus of Southern Virginia University. Nice and warm in the press box, Eric.
Yes, it is. I feel like, we're high rollers now, Brandon. We've worked hard to get to where we are tonight here, sitting up in here in style and the AC. Watching the Blues win in style.
First and goal, it should be second actually, from the 5-yard line. Shaver takes a snap, and he's got a quick slant for a strike, touchdown, and that's going to be, looks like number 9, Forrest Waldeck's going to get that touchdown reception for Shaver and the Bath County Chargers to get them on the board.
Hey, we're looking to pitch the shutout here tonight, but I think we've made a statement here, and I think we've done what we came to do. And, like we've said over and over, with Bath County without Gardner now, as well as Call, these guys finally get one in the end zone on a sort of a jump pass, like you used to see from Florida Gators back when Tim Tebow played, sort of designed like that, and they got it in for 6.
And that unique formation from the Chargers on their extra points, and Shaver's going to be stopped. Penalty flag on the play, so extra point will be no good, but we'll hold right here for just a moment to see what the penalty flag is going to be.
That's going to be illegal motion. All the guys weren't set before they snapped the ball. They're going to decline this penalty, and we're going to keep them at 6 points, Brandon.
37-6, 11:54 to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Find out why businesses in Lexington, Buena Vista, and all around the Rockbridge area turn to Vinyl Cuts in Buena Vista for window lettering, vehicle lettering, and vinyl lettering for signs, decals, and custom gifts. Vinyl Cuts is open 10 to 4 Tuesday through Friday and 10 to 2 on Saturdays at 2077 Magnolia Avenue in Buena Vista.
This is Ruthie Laughlin at Vinyl Cuts. Stop in and see our pre-cut blues and Wildcats decals and sports accessories. If you have a custom project, call me at 784-3529 to get started.
Vinyl Cuts in Buena Vista, proud supporter of the Perry McClure High School Fighting Blues. And now back to streaming live coverage of Group 1A high school playoff football from 3WZ Sports.
Brandon Garrett, Eric Catlett back here at Southern Virginia University. Pear McClure on top, 37-6. Been pretty much all Blues so far this game. Again, the winner of this game will go on to play next week against the winner of Narrows and Auburn. Last score report I got there was Narrows was up 18-7 on Auburn.
Yeah, we'd like to see Auburn come back and pull this upset off and host another football game up here. And I'll tell you what, with the amount of rain we've been getting, I'd love to see them play it up here again.
I would too. I mean, again, we talked about this last week as a player. I mean, that had to be a fun game.
Yeah, well, otherwise we're going to go to Narrows, and we know that field's going to be in disaster. But either way, we've proven we can win in the mud and we can win on a nice field.
Tyler Bryant on the onside kick for Sean Gardner. It's going to be actually mishandled by Beck Garrett, and Jacob Wooten's going to fall on it. And that's where the Blues are going to take over. First down and 10 at the 29-yard line with 11:51 here to go in the ballgame.
I'll tell you what, Brandon, that onside kick is a key play in a nasty field situation, man. That ball's squirting around, popping around. That's something to think about as we go down to Narrows next week. Should it work out that way, that's a key play that comes into the picture when you're playing on a nasty, nasty field like we did last week.
A lot of confusion out there for Pam McClure as they are getting a few guys in, a few subs in. Most of the starters still out there for the offense, but we're just going to take a timeout to get everything set. We're going to take a timeout with them. We'll be back here at the Fields in Southern Virginia University in 30 seconds.
Sharon, you do a great job stocking our store with the latest styles in women's fashion.
Well, thank you, Tony.
And all the men's clothing and hats, belts, wallets, and socks. All of that is very, very nice.
What?
But there's a reason our store is named Foxtrot Boots and Apparel.
You're pretty proud of that boot room, aren't you, Tony?
Well, we do have the best selection of boots in the whole Shenandoah Valley. Right here in Buena Vista. Boots for men, women, and children. Hiking boots, hunting boots, work boots, cowboy boots, steel-toed boots, fancy boots, and casual boots.
I'm Sharon Fox.
And I'm Tony Fox.
Come see us at Foxtrot
Boots
and Apparel
in the old Food Line location on 29th Street, Route 60 in Buena Vista.
Open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 6.
And Saturday, 10 to 4. Sharon. Well, that's that one.
Brandon Garrett, Eric Catlett back here, double E to the left, and it's Austin Moore, and he breaks through into the secondary, and he's down the right sideline, and he's going to score a touchdown for the Blues. Kind of missed the beginning of that play, Eric, and it was over as fast as it started. Austin Moore taking that back 70-plus yards. And there is a penalty flag at the 33-yard line of Bath County, so that had to be way behind the play. Let's see. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Blues, so that'll make the touchdown run of 73 yards stand for Austin Moore, puts him well over 100 yards on the night, and that penalty should be tacked on, I think, on the kickoff.
Yeah, they'll kick it from the original PAT spot, and then that'll be a 15-yard penalty assessed on the kickoff that ensues, but I don't know if a couple of the linemen got tied up there, but it looked like, this matchup all year has been really, really chippy for the Blues and the huge rivalry with Bath County. Bath County being now down 43, looking at 44-6. Guess that is what it is.
Extra point attempt is up by Jacob Wooten, and it's good, and that's going to break the score 44-6. Pam McClure on top of Bath County. We're going to take another 30-second timeout. We'll be back here at the Fields, 11:37 to go in the game.
It's high school football playoff season, Blues fans, and Magic City Ford in Lexington is a proud supporter of Perry McClure football, kicking off their best savings on every new Ford in stock. Have you heard the news? We have expanded and now offer 7 new brands: Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Find your new vehicle today at Magic City Ford in Lexington and Roanoke, and now Magic City in Covington. Online at MagicCityFord.com. It's high school football playoff. You're listening to streaming live coverage of Perry McClure High School playoff football from 3WZ Sports. You're listening.
Just when I thought I kind of got this down, Eric, it comes back to bite me.
Yes.
I'm getting it.
You just prematurely clicked the X button on that one. It's all good. We'll let it slide.
44-6, Pam McClure on top of Bath County, 11:37 to go in the football game. Austin Moore, 73 yards to the house for the touchdown. Another scoring update. George Wythe all over Covington, 28-0 in the fourth quarter, Eric. And that might be a statement because Covington's a pretty good ball club. So, George Wythe, I said this to you off the air, George Wythe is the team that I think can play with Galax athlete for athlete.
Yeah, losing all of those seniors last year, George Wythe dropped a lot, and prior to the year, just keeping up with them in preseason, they had, they didn't get off to the best start this year, but, they've got some big rivalries down there with Radford and everybody else, and some big 2A schools, and they dropped some of those games. But, George Wythe, we'd much rather see George Wythe, I think, than Galax, but we'll see how the cards fall there too.
Kicking off from the 25-yard line with the unsportsmanlike conduct is Jacob Wooten. And this kick's going to be fielded by Tyler Bryan at the 31-yard line for the Chargers. And he's got a little room, and he's going to be tackled. He makes it into Paramount territory. He's going to be tackled by, looked like, couldn't really tell, Nick Kraft. And, we've got a host of JV players also on the roster, Eric. So couldn't really tell who else was in on that tackle. Some new numbers to us.
Yeah, that was number 81 on that.
Yeah, that was Sawyer Beverly.
Yeah, Sawyer Beverly comes into play. He's had a great JV year this year. Good for Sawyer Beverly, get that name called out by Hot Dog Kerr here tonight.
3 backs this time in the backfield for the Chargers. And that's Billy Baldwin actually is going to take the snap, and it's a direct snap, and he's going to run. And he's still on his feet. He's going to be tackled by Trent Fitzgerald. Baldwin's going to pick up about 5 or 6 yards. Trey Shaver not in at quarterback. He was actually lined up at wideout. Baldwin takes the snap. Baldwin usually the right tackle for the Chargers. Kind of, a version of what Pam McCourt's done with Ty Wheeler.
Yeah, it is. And, they're going back to that, looks like the single wing sort of, or the shotgun split formation. And, definitely a different look here from the Chargers.
Again, Baldwin has the ball, and this time he might pick up a yard, and he's going to be tackled by Trent Fitzgerald and number 66, Luke Gerhart, also in on the tackle.
Yeah, Trent Fitzgerald putting his nose in there a little bit, direct snap to the big boy, taking it right off the right tackle. He's a load. He's coming in at 6'1", 265-pound senior, trying to churn out a couple yards here as time expires here in the fourth period, 9:54 and counting, running clock.
3rd and 3. This time Baldwin's stepping back, and he's going to throw one deep. He's going to overthrow Cole Plott, and it's going to be picked off by Ethan Humphreys. There's a penalty flag on the play. We will see. It looks like the referee's saying he might wave that one off, but we'll see. Ethan Humphreys comes up with the interception on the Paramacor 11-yard line. We will wait and see what this penalty flag is.
Yeah, it looks like it's
before we make an official call.
Illegal man downfield, number 54, Austin Wolf, was about 10 yards down the field, but he's going to wave that one off, give it back to the Blues deep in their own territory as soon as the first snap is snapped, the clock will run with the Blues up 44-6 here in the fourth period. 9:42 left to go in this game.
Scoring update: Rockbridge County falls to Western Albemarle 33-17 to end their season at 6-5. Western Albemarle improves to 9-2, and they will advance on to play. I think it is maybe Liberty. I think Eric is who they'll play. So congratulations to Western Albemarle. Congratulations to Rockbridge County on an excellent season, really making progress over there in that football program with Mark Poston. Colton Painter, the junior quarterback, in under center, double lead off to the right side. And let's see who gets the call, as we got a lot of new players in for the Blues. That's going to be number 33, Dylan Kreitzer, up from JV. Played a lot of quarterback on that JV squad. He's going to pick up about 2 yards on his first varsity carry.
I'll tell you what, Dylan Kreitzer kept that double lead tight right there and stayed right in behind his blocks, man. You got to like that coming up here to the next level. Playing tough like that, running hard, staying low, very simple play, picking up a couple of yards, man. That's impressive.
2nd down and 8. Colton Painter in control. Straight fullback dive right here. And a late hit right there by, I think that's who was number, Austin Wolf coming there kind of late. No penalty flag called right there. That was number 37, David Williams, getting the carry. He's going to pick up about 4 yards, 3 yards. We'll give him 3. 3rd down and 5 for the Blues.
Yeah, we're getting a little frustration out of Fred Fix up here in the box off after that play.
Straight T backfield for Painter. Chase Camden, the senior center. It's a dive play. Keaton Coleman really didn't develop. Coleman's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 5 for the Blues.
Yeah, we just didn't get the surge up front. We're playing against their first team, obviously. Again, we've got Connor Call and Sean Gardner now to this point off the field, out of the game. Both of them have came out of their equipment. That's the end of the line for those guys, and it looks like the Blues are coming out here. I think it's going to probably be a quick kick situation, maybe a rugby-style punt.
Painter takes the snap, and he does punt, and it's a pretty good punt with nobody back. Let's see what the bounce is. It's going to be a Paramacor bounce, and the ball's going to fall dead right on the 50-yard line.
Nice call.
So Bath County will take over 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line with 7:11 to go here in the 4th period. Paramacor is on top, 44-6.
Yeah, that was a nice call. We did that with Clater a little bit. No one's back to cover. They have to come up and respect the 3 wideouts here. If they do drop back into coverage, we just throw a quick pass out there and pick up the 1st down for 5 yards. But they stayed up and honored our wideouts right there. Painter kicks a pretty good punt there for about a 35-yard punt.
Well, let's see what Bath County is going to do. It looks like
they're running some subs in here too now.
And it looks like in the backfield they got a couple linemen back there. Actually, it's 3. Something's not right with this formation. Shavers. It's going to be a delay of game on Bath County. It looks like a lot of people in different positions that really didn't know what was going on. So it's going to be a delay of game on the Chargers. That's going to back them up 5.
Yeah, they had 12 men on the field just now. They had number 9, Forrest Valdeck, in there again. The senior sneaking in these formations, Brandon trying to get his time here in the last game of his career as a Charger. And out there, Trey Schaefer's supposed to be split out and just kind of confused.
1 wide out to the right, and that is Wolf. It's going to take the snap this time, and he's on his feet, and he's going to pick up about 8 yards into Paramacor territory down at the 48-yard line. 6 minutes to go in the ball game.
Got number 80, Ethan Humphreys, coming up making the stop against the big boy right there. They're running the hurry-up offense, trying to get big number 54 Wolf in the end zone one time in his career as I think he's a senior too. Yeah, he sure is.
It looks like what appears to be happening, Eric, is coaches letting all these guys get a carry. Chandler Kaiser is now in that quarterback position. I'm thinking direct snap, put your head down and get what you can get. And actually he's going to drop back and he's going to throw one deep, and it's going to be caught. And making a nice move right there is Trey Shaver, and he's into the end zone, really picking on Caleb Roberts at that cornerback position. Shaver, the senior, steps in front of him, makes the reception, and a nice move from the 10-yard line. He's going to take it in for 6.
Yeah, big number 55, Chandler Kaiser, 5'10", 260 senior, number 55, drop back to pass, lets it rip. Trey Schaefer comes up with the grab and sneaks in for another touchdown here against the second team for the Blues. These guys are having a little bit of fun over here now. Just glad to see the game's not getting crazy and chipping. They're fighting in between plays anymore and keeping our guys from getting kicked out for next week.
Again, this unorthodox field goal formation, snapper, holder, punter, kicker on one side. Shaver takes the snap, and he puts his head down. He tosses one up. It's going to be caught by Landon Hensley, but he's not going to get into the end zone. So that's going to make it 44-12 with 5:25 to go in the ball game. We'll be back here in 30 seconds at the fields.
Buena Vista Family Pharmacy has been serving the communities of Buena Vista, Lexington, Glasgow, Natural Bridge, and Rockbridge County since 1997. Pharmacist Brian Morris and his staff pride themselves in providing health care services beyond prescriptions, including vaccinations, lab tests, MedSync, and over-the-counter remedies. plus a photo kiosk, the only one of its kind in the area. Buena Vista Family Pharmacy, 2263 Magnolia Avenue, proud supporters of the Perry McClure Fighting Blues. And now back to streaming live coverage of Group 1A high school playoff football from 3WZ Sports. And
we're back here at the field, Southern Virginia University, 44-12, Perry McClure in full control. A lot of different players, some of these JV players getting some playing time. And let's see who's going to do the honors this time. It's going to be number 9.
Kicking for the Chargers will be number 9, Austin Dean.
Thank you, Hot Dog. It's going to be Austin Dean kicking for the Chargers. Jacob Blute and Marcellus Dawson back deep for the Blues, and it's going to be fielded by Keaton Fisher. He catches the ball clean and falls down. That's what you're trained to do, I guess, Eric, but he probably could have picked up about 10 or 15 yards.
Yeah, you know, the big guy gets his first kickoff return of the year, I'd say, and, you know, Keaton Fisher just dropped to the ground and let that second team come in there. He said he didn't want to return it all the way himself.
Blues are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Again, a lot of second-unit players on the field. Colton Painter, the junior quarterback, has some game experience. Coming in to take command for Zach Clater. His night's probably done. Chase Camden, the senior center in there, taking control for Caleb Floyd. Painter takes a snap. It's a dive play to Tyler Royer, and he's going to pick up pretty good yardage, about 3 or 4 yards right there for Royer. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 7 for the Blues.
Yeah, big number 66, Luce Gearhart, came out 5'9", 180, you know, getting some minutes here. Rotating him in, made a great block right here on the big man, number 54, Austin Wolf, who's played a variety of positions here for the Chargers tonight.
Blues again in that straight T formation. We'll probably see that the rest of the night. Painter under center. And that's going to be probably going to be a penalty. I don't see the flag. It's going to be number 35 getting the carry. Eric Jimenez, 5'10", 145 freshman.
Eric Jimenez on the carry.
He's going to pick up about a yard, maybe half a yard at the most. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 yards for the Blues at the 45-yard line. Manageable situation here for Perry McClure. It'd be nice to see this second unit get a 1st down, Eric, and get things moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I like the looks of this big kid, this big back, number 35, Jimenez. He ran the ball hard. He's a big kid, freshman. A lot of hope for the Blues with this guy.
This time it's going to be a lead. It kind of looked like that might have been a busted play right there. David Williams getting the carry. He probably lost a yard. So that's going to bring up 4th and 6 from the 44-yard line. I would think Perry McClure probably go back to the same formation and punt it away here, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think we're having a lot of better success running off the right-hand side of our second team's line, right at Big Wolf. But, yeah, we'll see how it works out here.
Painter in the shotgun, and it's going to be blown dead for a false start. Somebody on that left side moved a little early. Couldn't really tell who it was.
I believe we got number 52 on that one. We don't have him listed here, 51, Alan Heim. One of those guys jumped on that left side, and that sort of goes on when the center's ready to snap it rather than the count for that punt.
So we'll play it again. 4th down and 10 for the Blues. They're going to punting situation. Colton Painter takes an extra step back. Chase Camden to the center. And there's a snap, and Painter will get the ball up. Pretty good kick again, and it's going to take a Perry McClure bounce inside the 20 all the way down to the 15, 14-yard line. So a good punt right there by Painter. With 3 minutes to go on the clock, 44-12. The Blues in full control here. The Chargers are going to take over 1st down and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
Yeah, that's another play we can go to. You know, they're going to see, Narrows is going to see that in the scouting report, and they're going to see that formation, and if they drop back to cover that, that's leaving one guy wide open there. That may be something we can get back to, you know, down the road.
Let's see. There's a lot of confusion out there, Eric. I guess it's, that mop-up time with 3 minutes to go. Bath County is trying to get a variety of different players in at different positions. So it's a lot going on down there. Again, the winner of this game will play the Narrows Auburn winner, and it looks like it's going to be Pear McClure at Narrows. We're going to take a timeout. This Bath County calls a timeout, so we're going to take one with them. We'll be back here to finish this up in 30 seconds.
Family Pharmacy has been serving the communities of Buena Vista, Lexington, Glasgow, Natural Bridge, and Rockbridge County since 1997. Pharmacist Brian Morris and his staff pride themselves in providing health care services beyond prescriptions, including vaccinations, lab tests, MedSync, and over-the-counter remedies, plus a photo kiosk, the only one of its kind in the area. Buena Vista Family Pharmacy, 2263 Magnolia Avenue, proud supporters of the Perry McClure Fighting Blues. You're listening to streaming live coverage of Perry McClure High School playoff football from 3WZ Sports.
Brandon Garrett, Eric Catlett back here in Buena Vista. First round of the Region C 1A playoffs.
Yeah, still a little confusion out there.
You're kind of confusing me. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. They're kind of confusing me. All right, so Bath County's ball, 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line, 2:59 officially left in this football game. Again, Bath County trying to get some different guys in different positions and waiting on the referees. Bath County continues to look to their sideline, and here we go. We got enough players to play ball now. Direct snap. Going to be taken, and it's over the head. We'll get the player right here is number 71. Who you got there, Eric? Tyler Thompson, 5'11", 315-pound senior. Tyler Thompson, the flag on the play right near the line of scrimmage. We'll see what the call is going to be, but it looks like if the play stands, it'll be second down at the 5-yard line of Bath County, second down and 19. And it is going to be against Bath County. Penalty will be declined, so it'll be second down and 19 from the Chargers' own 5-yard line with 2:48 to go in the football game.
Just curious, the false start's a dead ball penalty, I think, and that's a 5-yard penalty, so it shouldn't be any more than first down and 15. But I don't know how you decline a dead ball penalty. Anyway, first down and 19 for the Chargers. Trying to get a couple of guys in here, get them on the box score. With the time ticking along, they're just trying to move some guys around, get some guys some carries here, last game of their career.
Still a lot of mass confusion out there by the referees, I'd say, this time, Eric. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but
yeah, the ref just called his own timeout and said, "Hey, let's keep the thing rolling here. Not sure what you're trying to do, but let's just get this game on."
All right, here we go. Set for play. Snap's taken, and can't tell who it is getting that carry. Eric Trent Fitzgerald's going to get the tackle for the Blues. Ball's going to pick up about 5 yards for the Chargers, so that's going to bring up a second down and about 14 yards. Actually going to pick up a little more than that.
Yeah, he picked up about eight yards on that play, and they're, Bath County sidelines all excited. Every time one of these new guys get the ball, they go crazy over there. Minute and 35 left.
Perry McClure will win this game, and looks like they will travel to Narrows. We'll try to get that update before we go off the air. Another lineman carrying the football for the Chargers, and he's going to be up near that first down marker. He's indeed going to have the first down carry.
Yeah, number 52 for the Blues. Another guy that's been brought up in on that tackle. Again, he's not listed. Maybe that's Alan Heim. He's been brought up, and we've called his name a couple of times here.
Career rushing record at Perry McClure High School set by Marcellus Dawson with 5,335 yards.
Well, if you did not hear Hot Dog Kerr, 5,329 yards. Marcellus Dawson has broken his brother Raheem's rushing record here at Pierre McClure. And there's a turnover by the Chargers, and the Blues will have the ball first down and goal at the 6-yard line. And I don't think the Pierre McClure will really run another play. They'll probably line up in the victory formation from here.
Yeah, you know, as we inch closer to the game, you know, we really got to think about the cornerstone player of the game, which could go to a variety of players tonight. You know, a lot of people with their hand in this 44-12 victory. You know, across the board, Brandon. You know, we've had significant contribution from, you know, of top to bottom on first teams on both sides of the football. You know, pitched a shutout, and now as the Blues line up in victory formation, they're gonna be able to kneel this one time, and this thing's gonna be over.
40 seconds to go. It's just do the math here. Colton Painter takes the snap. He takes a knee, and the Blues will win here at the Fields at Southern Virginia University 44-12 as the time ticks away. We'll be back here in Buena Vista for the post-game show and the Cornerstone Player of the Game in 2 minutes.
It's high school football playoff season, Blues fans, and Magic City Ford in Lexington is a proud supporter of Perry McClure football, kicking off their best savings on every new Ford in stock. Have you heard the news? We have expanded and now offer 7 new brands: Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Find your new vehicle today at Magic City Ford in Lexington and Roanoke. And now, Magic City in Covington. Online at MagicCityFord.com.
Hello, I'm Tori Lineberry, and I'm proud to be a graduate of Pierre McClure High School and a member of the Cornerstone Bank team. As this area's only locally owned and managed bank, Cornerstone cares about supporting the Fighting Blues this football season. We also care about offering you all the lending options you need for your personal or business life. Whether it's a construction loan or home mortgage, our decisions are made right here by hometown staff who care about you and your needs. So if you're looking for a bank that understands what it means to be a Blue, come let Cornerstone take care of you. Go Blues.
Becky's Bridal in Buena Vista is proud to sponsor Perry McClure Fighting Blues football. Virginia Living Readers voted Becky's the best bridal shop in the Shenandoah Valley. And it's no wonder, with Becky's large selection of wedding gowns. Becky's is celebrating 36 years in business and has become a destination for brides and prom. Becky's Bridals and Formals, where beautiful events begin. At Becky's, they keep it fabulous. Go Blues! If going to the dentist makes you uptight, consider Buena Vista Family Dentistry, where putting patients at ease is a top priority. Just ask Lisa, Financial Services Advisor at Buena Vista Family Dentistry.
We talk with them, kind of cut up with them, laugh with them, and it just puts them at ease. We let them know everything that we're doing ahead of time, answer any questions that they may have, and it seems that each time that they come back, they get a little bit more at ease.
Buena Vista Family Dentistry on Magnolia Avenue.
Brandon Garrett, Eric Catlett back here with the postgame show. Pierre McClure and Bath County. Pierre McClure 44-12 on top of Bath County tonight. It's really been, it was all Pierre McClure from the get-go, Eric, and really all Marcellus Dawson. Again, Marcellus Dawson breaking the career rushing record of his brother Raheem, 5,335 yards, 30 touchdowns alone this season. So an impressive career when you think about the running backs, the history of the running backs that Pierre McClure's had. Really impressive, not only season but career.
Yeah, Brandon, you know, when as Raheem breaks that record a couple of years back, you know, that's something the talk of the town was, hey, man, that's going to be a tough one to break. You know, as it stood, Timmy Jones had that record for years and years. Then all of a sudden, Raheem breaks the record, and just a couple of years later, Marcellus, with being able to play his freshman year, having well over 1,000 yards his freshman year, sophomore year building on that, junior year having an explosive season, and this year, you know, he's leading the Times in scoring. This kid's, he's, you know, as good as it gets, you know, and you got to take your hat off to him.
Yeah, so no doubt he is our Cornerstone Player of the Game. Again, thanks to Cornerstone Bank for sponsoring that Cornerstone Player of the Game. for not only Pere McClure but also Rockbridge County. Great victory here from Pere McClure tonight. The way it looks, this is unofficial, Eric, but it looks like Pere McClure will travel to Narrows next week. Again, unofficial. I don't have a final score, but the way things were leaning. And then Galax will tangle with George Wythe at Galax yet again. So that looks like your final four in Region C 1A. Again, Rockbridge County falling to Western Albemarle, so their season is over. We'll be back here on the radio next Friday night. Not sure if we'll be on 96.7 or AM 1450. But again, listen in this week to 3WZ 96.7 FM, and they will keep you filled in on our arrangements for next week. So for Eric Catlett, I'm Brandon Garrett. Thanks for joining us on the Streamcast here from Southern Virginia University. Again, Pere McClure wins at 44-12. We'll see you next week.